Spin. Test.
Pull up.
Toast.
Pull up.
Too low.
Yeah.
Too low.
You're going to die.
Hey, are we live?
On the internet?
I believe so.
Hello.
Look at us.
Is this thing on?
And I just realized I didn't adjust my bitrate, so I'm going to
Oh,
crank that back
no.
up. There we go.
Oh.
I did a live stream 2 weeks ago where we did it off cell. And so I had cranked my my bitrate way down.
Oh.
It actually went fairly well, all things considered. But yeah, I'd rather give everyone all the bits if we can.
Yeah. Give me all the bits. So it looks very punchy on our side on this, but it might be just this screen calibration on this laptop.
Yeah.
I just want to bring it up here. No, we look normal here.
So
why does that look so bad on Linux?
I think it's a Linux thing.
It really, yeah.
You'll get used to it.
We look normal.
You'll get used to it.
Man.
Yeah.
Chromium.
If you ask a Linux person, that's the way it should look.
Like, I guess.
Yeah.
No, like, why? Man, this looks bad. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad it's just Linux. If you're watching this on Linux, just turn it off.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, hey.
Hello.
Welcome to Talking Heads, everyone. Episode 396. Your once-weekly live show for the latest in beer and tech news, this time on a Tuesday. I'm Jeff.
I'm Adam.
Thank you all so much for joining us on this Tuesday night, which is a really weird thing for me to say.
The best of nights.
Yeah. Second only to Wednesday, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Close second.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is weird, you streaming at like a normal time.
No. This is not normal. I'm usually at a brewery, or almost to a brewery at this point. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I guess
I'm
we
usually
can drink
drinking a beer.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you.
I love coming by. I don't know why you asked me to come on, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Well, I needed a place to stream, and this was the closest place I could think of this week.
Is our internet holding?
We are holding.
Okay,
yes.
that's good.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
I think we're all right. So thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, this is the PCWorld world headquarters.
It's true. In glorious San Francisco, California.
Yes, that's right. I'm here in the Bay Area.
What are you doing here?
I can't talk about that quite yet, but I am here in the Bay Area.
I mean, come on, you can tell me. Nobody's watching.
Yeah. It's not like your show. No one's watching.
Touche.
Second time in 2 weeks I am here in the Bay Area. I did a podcast 2 weeks ago. We went to 55 South Cocktail Bar in San Jose. I was there with a friend of mine, Jordan. And last week, one of my moderators, Skull, actually joined me for his first podcast. And
nice.
Here we are back in the Bay Area.
I like Jordan. I don't know this moderator guy, but I know Jordan.
Yeah.
He smells good.
Yeah. Got a decent beard on him.
Not too bad. He's working on it.
That's right.
One of these days he'll grow into it.
That's right. This is going to be a little bit different show.
Why? What happened?
Well, we were talking before the show, like, man, there hasn't been much news.
Oh, man, there's so much to talk about. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we'll fill 2 hours. Don't worry about that.
We'll fill 2 hours. It might not be about news or anything like that, but we'll see.
I just made the executive decision as well. I don't have a kegerator at my house, which feels like a crime now that I'm sitting here getting some fresh draft.
Yeah. Why not?
Because I have so many options for canned, I just never bothered. But
true, yeah. No, well, it depends on. So we have a tap here at the office. We used to get full size kegs, and then less people are coming into the office now.
Yeah.
And now I think we get quarter size, but even then, that's a lot of beer.
It is.
You got to commit to something for at least a while, especially if you were to have it at home.
Yeah, that's still 7 or 8 gallons.
Yeah.
And so it's not a small amount of beer. And I think that's mainly why I've never done it. Is I like variety so much. Like I'll buy an 18-pack of like pub beer every once in a while, 10-barrel pub beer, and that's kind of like my go-to. I need like just a basic 4% something to drink with lunch. But if I'm sitting down to drink a beer, I want an IPA or a stout or a Pilsner or a German or a different IPA or a different IPA yet or this or that. And coming to the same keg with, I got 6 more gallons of this, like...
It takes the fun out of it.
It does a little bit. Yeah.
Like I don't know. But then again, when you start to hit the end of the keg, you're also just like, oh no, when is it going to happen?
Right.
How much do I have left? It's kind of a fun little thing. But then you run out, then you're like, oh crap, now I got to go get another keg.
Right.
How do you do that?
Well, now I get to go get another keg.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally. So this is Alameda's own Faction Brewing. Have you ever been over to Faction?
I have not.
Dude, you got to go there. The physical location. So it's a retired military base.
Oh, nice.
Naval base specifically. The USS Hornet is actually stationed out there.
I'm on board already.
Yeah. And so like all of the hangars that are lined up against the flight line have been converted into either wineries or breweries or distilleries. And so, yeah, Faction has their headquarters out there. They brew it there. They do all the... Actually, I think they can there too. Yeah, and then they have a tap room, and then just this beautiful outside space with a patio that they had built recently, and you just literally look over the bay at San Francisco, and especially like at sunset, it's just awesome. Yeah. So, and this is the 1970s lager, so something light, something simple.
Start I like the show off. Yeah, 3.9%, but honestly, for a day like today, it's a little warm outside. This is perfect.
Yeah,
a lot of people think that because I begrudge like domestic beer, like I'm not going to touch a Coors Light. Just if I go to a wedding and they go, yeah, free beer, and I go, what's the beer? And they go, Coors Light. I'm like, I'll have a water, please. Like,
give me a nice glass of water.
Yeah, that's me, and just I don't like it, but I don't begrudge a good lager. This is a good lager.
Yeah,
I like this.
It's crispy, not too bitter. We did get some cans from 21st Amendment, so we'll hit that after this. But yeah, beer.
No, this is a nice palate cleanser. I like it.
Yeah, like after all, I did a full day of work, and then now this is the palate cleanser.
I deserve a treat.
Talking Heads is the palate cleanser.
Right.
It's the palate cleanser podcast. That's what I've always said.
Perfect. PureTrack06 says, is craft computing not part of the full nerd network?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, who said this?
PureTrack06.
Hey, hello.
He's one of yours.
Yeah,
one of yours.
I mean, it looks like, no, this is a new thing we're working on. There's the Full Nerd podcast created by the late great Gord Maung.
Yes.
As part of PCWorld. That it is a podcast. It's still going.
Yeah.
I'm the fill-in host for right now, and. Yeah, at some point we had put this, well, not at some point, it was literally last year, we decided to take the podcast off of the PCWorld YouTube channel because analytics, whatever.
Yeah.
So we put it on its own thing, and then I was like, man, what if we had other podcasts about nerd stuff? Like, ever since the Full Nerd, we haven't created another podcast, and that was like 2016. So I was like, what if we do other stuff? So we have a couple things coming. And so at some point I was like, well, I guess I should change the name of the YouTube channel to be the Full Nerd Network of shows. And maybe that's the wrong thing to do. Maybe I should have each show on its own channel. I don't know. I mean, it's all nerd. It's all computers and...
Yeah,
I don't know.
That one might be tricky. It really depends on how niche each podcast gets, like within the network of podcasts.
Yeah.
Because there is such a thing as too much content, and so if let's say you rip 5 podcasts in, now you have 5 2-hour shows that are on Monday through Friday. But if you have one that is, just your generic PC thing, and then you've got another that's let's say a hardcore water cooling. While there is some overlap, are the hardcore water cool people going to listen to the generic PC podcast and vice versa?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
I guess I should figure that out before. Well, no, it's too late. We're launching a new podcast on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I haven't put it yet on the Full Nerd Network, but who knows? I don't know. Well, we'll try it. It's a short run series, so I guess worst case.
I would be honored to be shared by the Full Nerd Network.
Yeah, there
you go. They said, part of the Full Nerd Network. Maybe I was thinking about which one started first, though, Full Nerd or Talking Heads, because we've
talked about this.
We're 396.
Yeah, but for the first couple of years, we actually went bi-weekly.
Okay,
yeah. So I think that's why you're ahead.
Yeah.
No, we started in May of 2016.
Okay, yeah, you got me beat there. We started August of 2017.
Oh, okay, yeah. So.
And we started just on hey, let's do a podcast and see what a podcast is like. And so we did one episode. Could I fill 1 hour of content? Because I'd never done any anything at all. And we filled an hour all right.
I mean, look at you now. You're filling multiple hours.
That's right. Yeah.
Easy.
You can't slow us down.
Have you ever done an episode just yourself?
I have, actually, just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Never done one of those.
Yeah. They're a way different feel.
Yeah, I mean, there are like radio personalities, right? Like Rush Limbaugh.
Right.
I mean, it was just him, you
Right.
know, and it's just like, oh, you tune into him for hours on end, and it's literally just him talking, and it's just like, number one, I don't typically like to listen to that style anyway.
Right.
Number two, like to be able to talk that long by yourself. Mm-hmm. And like carry a conversation. There's people who can do it.
Yeah,
for sure.
No,
but it's not really. I don't think
it's not a skill I have. No, I think I've done 2 or 3 solo podcasts, and a lot of them they're entirely audience interaction podcasts. It's me talking to chat.
Okay.
The whole time, and I can do that. I can answer questions. I can keep a flow of conversation going until the next topic kicks up.
I could try that, I guess.
But I'm not gonna fill an hour just of my opinions of things that I want to talk about.
I don't think anyone wants my opinions of just for an hour.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Right. So, let's see. We do have a couple beer shout outs. We do give those at the tops of the show. So Skull, one of our longtime mods, and actually he was on the podcast this last week.
Oh, that's okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of call outs, enjoying a Toppling Goliath collab with Lua and Big Grove Brewing. Project Hopfish 2025 double IPA, 8%. Excellent. Yeah, he was
hard.
Yeah, he was drinking a Lua Brewing last week, which is I guess a local local favorite of his.
I've heard of that.
I've heard of that. Who says I haven't?
Yeah.
Rev, who is actually originally from this area, says faction claps. So yeah.
Yeah, clap.
Yep.
Slow clap for faction.
Yep.
Actually, there's a local malting company called Admiral Malting.
Oh.
Also in the same area. They're not. You can't sit outside and look at San Francisco, but they're in that same area of like decommissioned military hangars.
Yeah.
The cool thing about them, because they do all the malt processing there, they don't brew anything.
Right.
But their whole tap room features beers that have Admiral
Featuring
Maltings
their
in
malt.
it. Yeah. And so it's like it's awesome. Number one, because it's like. The variety is like a normal pub kind of thing, you know, like a bar that you go to, and it's always rotating on tap.
Yeah.
But it has the feel of like a brewery, which is cool.
We have a couple similar ones near us, not necessarily with malteries, but with hop farms. And so we will have hop farms that will start up tap houses that feature beers that are exclusively their hops.
It's a cool idea,
which is really fun. Yeah. We have a couple of those nearby me. Green chimes in with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much,
Woohoo!
Green.
Yes, thank you.
And says, no news. BlackBerry with Android, pay processor censorship. We did talk about the pay processor censorship, I believe. Did we talk about that? I feel like I've talked about that. I feel like I did. I think I did.
Fact check.
Yeah. Fact check me.
Yeah. Somebody needs to fact check you.
I've talked about it enough. It felt like I talked about it on camera, but maybe I haven't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I used to review smartphones.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not the whole phone. Usually just the camera on the phones.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the phones I got in was when BlackBerry made their first push into Android, and I don't remember the model number, but it was essentially a bar phone with a built-in keyboard, and the screen was 4:3, but it was Android. I loved that thing. It was cheap. It wasn't great. And this is around like 2018, I guess. Oh, man, I can't remember the name of it. I was never a BlackBerry person.
Neither was I.
Yeah,
I was a Palm guy.
Oh, no way.
I was Palm OS.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that. And man, I had so much fun with that phone. I loved the form factor. Obviously, the weird aspect ratio was a little weird, but I got around it.
Yeah.
Really, the big downside was because it was a more budget-minded phone. The camera just like completely was junk on it.
Yes.
And that's I have to have a really good camera. So
yeah. But no, Green chiming in because there's a company that made an announcement that they are reviving BlackBerry passports with an all-new motherboard and chipset, but reusing the existing cases, keyboards, and screens.
Well, that's cool, actually.
Trademark. I don't know if you do much in the automotive space, or
No.
maybe you heard the story a couple years ago. Sam Crack, who is a car YouTuber, he does a lot of.
Somebody's saying the audio. Something wrong with the audio.
Something wrong with the audio?
Or
did we lose the audio on? There we go. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. We're going to have to back it up. Everything we said when you showed the BlackBerry on the screen.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot to add the audio source to...
Have you ever run a podcast before?
I have, believe it or not. I am... Believe it or not, I am a professional, damn it.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, let's recap. So, Chinese company reselling new old stock shells, screens, and keyboards, but with a brand new main board inside of it.
And probably battery too, right?
New battery, USB-C instead of micro, or whatever proprietary charger that the phone used to have, but kind of a cool concept. Launching with Android, obviously in kind of an odd aspect ratio for what it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and my question, I don't know when I chimed in, but my question was, like, do you think they're going to get sued to oblivion over this?
I don't know, because trademark and trademark infringement is always a weird thing. And I disagree with a lot of trademark decisions, especially when it comes to, let's say, the resale of an item that has a trademark on it, like BlackBerry. And the point that I was going to bring up was Sam Crack, who is an automotive YouTuber. And one thing that he does a lot is he will go and buy cars at auction and rebuild them. One car that he bought a number of years ago was, I think it was a Chevy Sonic that Domino's had purchased and turned into a mobile pizza oven. And so they had these for a little while, where if you bought a pizza from Domino's, it had like a mobile oven in the back of a Chevy Sonic.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, eventually they got rid of them. Sam Crack found one of them at auction and rebuilt it.
Okay.
And made the oven functional and things like that.
Dude.
Domino's sued him for trademark infringement.
Well, did it still have Domino's logo on the side?
Domino's logo on the side.
Okay.
But here's the problem. Domino's sold the car as is.
And also, he wasn't advertising
He's not advertising a Domino's service.
Yeah.
He's not... He was simply a YouTuber who bought a car and then rebuilt a car.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
And this is where trademark, I think the law gets it wrong in a lot of circumstances, is let's say a company comes in and they find a shipping container full of BlackBerry screens, which I think is kind of what happened here. Are they not allowed to sell those?
Well, but I think it's like, okay, what's the name of the company? What is the name of the product they're selling?
Right.
If they're literally, the listing is BlackBerry, passport.
Right.
Like you put a BlackBerry passport in your cart checkout, and you're buying a BlackBerry passport.
Right.
I guess that's a little different, because then it's like, okay, well, but you don't have access to sell a BlackBerry passport, technically. I mean, or they could just like chisel away you wouldn't want that. But.
Well, here's the deal, because BlackBerry is on the bezel of this, and they are selling technically a BlackBerry passport, but they are selling it with a new motherboard, and they're advertising it as such. It is no longer, in essence, a BlackBerry passport, but it does carry the BlackBerry name on the front of it. If they legally purchased or obtained that item, would they not be allowed to resell that item?
I mean, yeah, because if you bought a GPU,
right,
and then in the listing, you're like, you know what, I'm done with it. I'm going to sell it. And I mean, in the listing, it has the name of the GPU in it. So I guess, yeah.
But then random GPU company sues you and says, no, you can't buy that GPU because you're misrepresenting our brand.
Maybe you repasted it and added aftermarket fans or something.
Right.
And then you went to go sell it. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm back on.
Right. What about car conversion companies? Gosh, what is the... I know I keep using automotive references, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're losing me.
Gosh, there's a number of companies out there. There's one that makes a wagon conversion kit for a Corvette. So you can buy like a station C6, wagon? Yeah. Okay, you can buy like a C6 or a C7 Corvette.
Sure.
Starts with a C. Callahan, catamaran, something like that. But it turns it into a wagon. It adds like 2.5 cubic feet of cargo space to your...
That's pretty cool.
Right. But if they sell that with the Corvette brand on them, yeah, they used a Corvette for the base of it. That doesn't mean they're representing Corvette the brand.
True.
And so, right. Yeah, I think it's one area that trademark law gets it wrong a lot of times.
Well, even if you bought a Corvette and then you were done with it and you sold it, no modifications.
Right.
That's still you're not.
It still says Corvette.
Yeah.
And the Chevy Sonic still said Domino's on the side.
Yeah,
He wasn't trying to represent Domino's. He goes, hey, look at this cool car that Domino's used for a while that I bought at auction legally that I want to rebuild because it's a cool car.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, that is weird.
Yeah.
That is weird. Shall I go grab a couple cans?
Absolutely.
For us? The blood orange?
Blood orange,
all right.
Yeah.
Hold down the fort. We were just talking about this. You can do it.
I will do my best.
Yeah.
Solo.
You got
it. Man, here we go. Okay. Well, if Rhett was on the show, he'd just start talking Morrowind. So I don't know if I should go that route or where I should go. Vince chiming in with Shelby. Yeah, Shelby's a great example of a performance mod. There's another one that's also out there. Lingenfelter. Lingenfelter also takes Corvettes and supercharges them and adds body and aero kits to standard Corvettes. Is Lingenfelter allowed to do that? Yes, they are. They're using the Corvette as a platform to build out and selling it as their own. That's still fully allowed. And so... my argument here over the BlackBerry trademark is if they bought a BlackBerry Passport and souped it up, why shouldn't they be allowed to sell it as a BlackBerry Passport that's been souped up? It's the same exact thing.
True.
You don't know what I was saying.
Yeah. No, you did great. I was listening to the whole thing. It's perfect.
You took your headphones off.
I couldn't have said anything better. But I did get some beer.
Well, it was car stuff, so no, you couldn't have said anything
better. So 21st Amendment, we got some cans. You got the Blood Orange
Brew
IPA. Free or Die.
Yes.
Blood Orange, which is a good one, a classic.
Yes.
I think my wife likes that one. And then I just got a pale ale.
Excellent.
It's crisp pale ale.
Yeah.
I actually haven't tried this one, so... Usually I like the El Sully lager, Mexican lager, but it wasn't part of this pack.
I like a good Mexican lager. Craft Competing Glassware.
I've got one of those.
He's got one of those.
That's
yeah,
true. Not here.
He got one of the first runs of those actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I need you to sign it.
I could probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll wash right off.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers. Here we go.
And cheers to you all.
Nice.
Rev says when the conversation goes sideways, he imagines either Star Trek or Cars. Well, I made another car reference, so there we go.
I mean, I like Star Trek, so
true to form, yeah.
You know what they had similar on Star Trek? Just a really cool futuristic technology.
An anti-capitalist society that was a utopia.
Yeah, were you there when I was talking about the whole Earl Grey hot thing? I don't think you were.
I don't think I would know.
So. This is a side tangent. Can we go on the side tangent here?
On this channel? Absolutely.
Yeah. With all this AI stuff going on, and the idea of being able to talk to your computer or chatbot or whatever in natural language.
Yeah.
Why would Picard, which is, who knows, in a galaxy far, far away, who knows what time it is, I guess. But why would he order it like he was doing a basic-ass Google search from the 90s?
Because I've got an answer, but go.
Okay, but I mean, because he could have just been like, hey, give me a tea.
Right.
Like he didn't have to say Earl Grey hot. Like
Well,
that's not natural at all. So
I think it is.
Earl Grey hot. Like you go to a restaurant and you sit down and you tell the waiter Earl Grey hot.
Can I have a cup of Earl Grey hot, please? Although if it's a computer, and we do this with Google searches, and you and I know this is a skill, knowing what words you need to put into a Google search and knowing which ones to omit, and knowing certain words are going to actually blur your search a little bit more. I will do this with specific model names of things that I am searching for. If I am searching for, let's say, drivers for a graphics card, and let's go old school. Let's say I'm searching for, Radeon HD 2400 AGP driver. Okay. Mm-hmm. I will need to include Radeon 2400 because that is a model. However, I will probably omit HD from that, even though it's part of the model name. Mm-hmm. But I will include AGP because I don't want the PCI Express driver. Mm-hmm. And so HD in that case would blur my search results, whereas removing that will enhance them. Okay. We do this naturally. It is a skill. Googling is a skill. If I am ordering a drink from a computer, I don't want there to be any ambiguity about what I'm saying, even if it does understand my natural speech. I want to be direct to the point to get exactly what I want, which he does in 4 words. Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
I disagree.
Okay.
And I disagree because this...
Computer, may I have a hot cup of Earl Grey tea?
Well, no. So you're saying this is natural. This is only natural because we learned it this way. Because we figured out, okay, what's the best way to game the Google search results? It's not natural in the way we speak at all. Like before there was Google, we didn't talk in that way at all.
Right.
So and what I'm saying is that, in the Star Trek, whatever timeline continuity, this is advanced technology, right? That we don't have today. So why could they not? And they could interface with this is where I get it wrong. Data. Okay. I said data last time and everyone made fun of me. And I messed up. But data, data they're able to...
One is my name, the other is not. Dr. Pulaski.
So data, they're able to speak to him in normal language. Right?
Absolutely.
Why couldn't they do that with the simple computer on the...
You're assuming they can't. I'm saying they choose to. You're saying they can't ask a computer, hey, computer replicator, can you give me a glass of tea? I would like Earl Grey.
Wait, okay.
I'm saying the most efficient way for me to ask for that is tea, Earl Grey, hot.
I know, but I also feel like if it was advanced enough to understand natural language, it's probably also advanced enough. This is a chat bot. What do they call them now? Agents. Agentic AI is in Picard's command suite, whatever.
Using 4 words reduces the number of tokens.
I know, but you don't even need 4 words. He should just know. The agent should know that what kind of tea does he get?
Right.
He always gets that same tea. He could just say tea.
Picard season 1, he gets decaf.
Oh, okay. Well, but okay. But there is, most of the time he gets the same thing. So he can, in that time, then he would put the modifier on decaf, right? But naturally, he could just be like tea. Why doesn't he make it so efficient? It should know.
What I would say is he could probably, as Jean-Luc Picard, walk up, press the button, and go the usual, or tea, and it would make him his usual. Yeah. Because assuming that
it should be
the
smart
Star
enough.
Trek computer,
they made data. They made Data, which is obviously a computer.
But Data was the most advanced android ever conceived, with his own neurological network, running billions of calculations, which was...
but the stupid replicator is at least 100, hundredth of that processing power, which is still pretty advanced.
Right. But what's the most efficient way to order that beverage and get exactly what you want?
I don't know.
It's 4 words.
The most efficient way is for it to read the room already and give him the Earl Grey hot before he even knows that he wants it.
But you know that
The computer could have done
Humans are not nearly as logical as we think we are.
That's
and just because he walks over to the replicator doesn't mean he wants an Earl Grey. Maybe he wants an iced tea today.
True. All right. Well, anyway, you know what kind of cool technology? Oh, yeah.
I can't believe I out-nerded you on queries.
No, that doesn't. I mean, I can believe that. You are the nerd master for sure. I have something that they didn't even have on the Star Trek Enterprise.
This is true.
This is a think book.
I'm kind of excited for this.
Not
gonna lie.
Wait, did they ever name the computer companies in Star Trek?
No. Because the Federation was a utopia, and so it was not necessarily a capitalist society or branded society anymore. We do see elements of it in like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, where Budweiser still exists and things like that. And obviously we have the winery Chateau Picard. So we know brands still exist, but they were never like...
Well, but product lines, like whatever... data pad at the time. What was the name of like the iPad?
The pad
thing?
Was just the pad, PADD.
I know, but a pad, 3026. Oh, you got that 3025 version? The 3026 one adds face recognition.
Right, and they did have different like models, but it was like Phaser Type 2. It wasn't. Maybe Phaser was the brand.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Well, in my future, Lenovo just provides all the computing power because I just feel like they compute.
Or maybe everyone had the commercial intellect of your mom calling everything in the 80s a Nintendo.
Wow, my mom? Jeez, dude, come on.
Yeah.
You've never met her.
Your mother.
Man, jeez. What'd she do to you? Anyway, hopefully this isn't blown out on the camera. Oh, I think it is a little bit. Let me bring this down. Lenovo just sent this over, including a couple Linux laptops.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that hopefully in a minute. But this is the... Oh, man. This is why they got rid of it in Star Trek, because naming conventions are stupid. ThinkBook plus G6 Rollable. Surprise, surprise. It's literally in the name what this does. So I'm going to make sure there's enough headroom here on the camera. You haven't seen this in person, but you know what it does.
I have heard of this, and I have seen like best of CES where like voiceovers are happening, and I've like watched the mechanism, but only in video, never in person. So
yeah, and you can tell it's already a weird aspect ratio. It's already like, I don't think it's quite 1:1 or 4:3. Like I can't remember the aspect ratio, but
yeah.
Jeff, why don't you hit this button right here, the third one in, top row.
Ooh, sound effects and everything.
Well, yeah, I said it that way, but
wow.
And this is what I call going vertical.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine in your laptop if you could have oh, it's not touchscreen. Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
Imagine in your laptop if you could maximize your window space. They have this app that manages Windows, and I don't like it. How do I get this off?
Looks very intuitive.
Yeah. And so, yeah, there we go. How much screen do you have on your laptop? Can that Mac add this much screen?
I cannot add that much screen.
Yeah.
No.
Well, what do you think? Is your first time seeing it?
Yeah.
You can do different animations and the sound effects.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Or you could just turn it off, but it's not as fun if you turn it off.
I think it's a novel concept, and I know there's this like innate fascination with the Doctor Whoism of tech, of fitting more than what physically fits in a space. It's bigger on the inside. It expands bigger than what you think it should. I'm looking at this from the side, and I hate it.
Why? Oh, because of the seam?
Wrinkles. Yeah, the wrinkles and the seam, and I can see it like lifting up on the edges. And
let's see if I can catch the light here.
Yeah.
Because I want to. Oh,
there you go. Right there.
Yeah. So it literally we're not going to be able to get in here, but along the edge here there is literally like a chamber that it rolls into.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit it, and as it goes down, obviously the slack of the screen needs to go somewhere, so it's rolling up in this little roll thing here, which they advise you be very careful.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean, if you look at it here, which is like a normal kind of thing, there literally is no chin.
Right.
It's just still the rollable device. But have you ever used a folding phone?
I never have driven one. I've never and I know you're a huge fan.
Yeah. So like before this, I had the Galaxy. I think it was the Fold 2 or 3. I can't remember. I drove that one for a couple years.
It's disgusting. There's more than one.
Yeah. Well, and now I've driven this one for, man, I can't remember how many years. 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Which, as a side note, once again, I used to cover phones, and I used to literally switch phones every 2 weeks.
Right.
And it feels really weird to hold on to something for this long.
Right.
Anyway, like at first, you do notice the seam. But and I know this is stupid, but it's really hard to convey something because, yes, I agree with you that you're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
But you use that thing for 3 months, you don't even notice it anymore. Like,
and I hear that. Yeah. And I hear that.
But it's hard. I can't just tell you that. And who knows? Maybe.
Right.
Also, I think it's different here because the only time that I notice this is, number one, maybe if it catches the light a weird way. Mm-hmm. But it does. Like, that's it. It's not like the actual fold itself is hindering my ability to view it all. The only time I really feel it is if I'm touching.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, okay. But I mean, it's not, once again, not making it's not hurting my finger or something.
Right.
Here, it's not a touch screen.
The only
so
time I notice it is 40 times a day when it hits the light just right, or when my finger goes over the top of it. That's a ringing endorsement if ever I've heard one.
Well, but like, I mean, like I notice it, like it registers, but it doesn't make me think, oh, this phone is crap.
It doesn't irritate you.
Yeah, it doesn't irritate me. I just notice it, and then the rest of the time is like, whatever. Like it just doesn't register.
Yeah. See, with me, I notice smudges on my laptop, and they drive me nuts. Even the little bit of a dull spot on my trackpad.
I hate that.
I can't stand it.
I hate that.
I like pristine things.
Same.
And a wrinkle on an OLED screen? Are you kidding me?
Well, but I mean, here's the thing. Is it enough of a trade-off to say, you know what, when you need that extra screen real estate, and I don't remember the exact specs off the top of my head, like how much you're actually getting, like there's whatever, you're adding so many more pixels to your screen to do more productivity stuff. That that's the promise. That's the trade-off. Is that yes, you might notice that.
How much are you adding? 20%, 25%?
Yeah, sorry, they didn't.
Yeah, it looked like about a quarter of the screen.
They told me this at CES, and you know trade shows.
Right.
It's one in one ear, out the other.
Right.
Plus,
you could probably just go think
G6
rollable.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll every podcast needs somebody to do some live fact checking.
Yeah.
So it's 14-inch laptop in this configuration, and then it expands to a 16.7-inch laptop, but the aspect ratio changes. So yeah, it's it's not perfect. Let's see if they provide an actual pixel count.
They did. Right there.
Okay, so it starts off
2000 by 2250. Or is that the expanded?
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't say.
Yeah.
No, that's probably with it not expanded.
Yeah, I would bet. Because it is nearly 1-to-1 is what I'm seeing.
Nearly,
here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like it's about 25, maybe 30%, maybe 25.
Oh, okay. This is one interesting thing, though. At its expanded mode,
it is dual 16 by 9.
It is dual 16 by 9, which is cool. Which is cool.
Which is 18 by 16, which is a resolution I like.
This does have Lunar Lake. Is the processor powering it? Okay, here we go. The more tech specs. We're just reading websites here.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so in the 14-inch state, it is 2000 by 1600.
It's 5x4.
5x4. Okay, that's weird. And then unrolled, it's 2000 across by 2350. So 8 by 9. So it actually, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it adds what? I'm not good at math. That's like 750 more horizontal pixels.
Yeah.
Or lines, whatever. So that's pretty good.
That's 720.
Don't you wish you had more? Oh yeah. So then it becomes 16 by 9. Oh yeah. So I bet it's
it's adding a 720p.
Yeah. So imagine if your MacBook.
Well, it's adding 2000 by 720.
Yeah. Whatever.
So,
Can your Mac do that?
It cannot. It has natively a
crappy screen. I get it. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I don't even remember the resolution. Display. Where's my display?
Hey, Uber Sprite. Sorry, Uber Sprite says I could have just said ThinkPad ThinkBook roll. Why didn't you ask it naturally?
And that's what I was saying, is you're searching for like the exact model, and I was going to go, no, use your Google Foo. ThinkBook Rollable.
I know, but like, here's the thing.
The other names don't make...
So I'm dual booting on this HP ZBook GA Ultra. I don't know model names, whatever. It has a Copilot key. I could have asked Copilot, but I'm running Linux on it right now, actually. So no, does Linux doesn't have like a Copilot?
No.
Like No.
So
I mean, I could have done that. I could have hit the Copilot key and then asked it with natural language. Hey, what's that unrolling Lenovo laptop thing?
Right.
Yeah. But when you're typing it in text, see, that's the other thing. It sounds like he's typing in the text because it's just not how you say things naturally. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
But the computer is not a person; it's a thing.
And Green Protagonist, yeah. So I mean, I literally just barely got this in. This is my first time like setting it up and playing with it. I had to get a B-roll shot before we went live here, but yeah, no, I mean, for video editing, you're essentially adding your more space to your timeline.
This is true.
Or I mean, you're managing multiple windows over here with your Mac. You've got the chat up, you've got OBS, things like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, who wouldn't want more screen real estate? Like when I go to a trade show, I always bring a second monitor, but like for this, I potentially would not have to bring a second monitor. I know, but it's not the same thing.
Spaces is amazing.
I know, but you have to look at one space or the other.
Right.
With multiple monitors or more monitor, you get to see more at the same time.
So in your 14-inch state, you're a 2000 by 1600, 5x4.
Okay.
In my 13.6-inch state, I'm a 2560 by 1664. So I am 560 pixels wider and 64 pixels taller.
Yeah, but you're not natively rendering at those pixels. You're scaling.
Yes, I am. No, this is 100% scale.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I
Well,
always
I like that too.
I always have my devices on 100%.
Yeah.
So I paid for all the pixels. I'm going to use all the pixels.
So, okay. I agree with you. But what if the next gen product had higher pixel density? So that's an issue with the pixel density.
Sure.
That's not a problem with the pixel density. Like you're talking about the pixel density versus the fact that it can roll. Here we're talking about the roll. Like the pixel density.
You're having to unroll to get this density.
Yeah. But whatever.
Or this many pixels.
I know, but the idea of the rollable, so what if Gen 2 they add better pixel density? Would you still like this idea of a rollable or no?
No.
Wow, okay. Just a hater here. See, I like things that transform.
How many rolls does that have in it?
What is that? I don't know what that
How many
question is.
times will you unroll and re-roll it?
Oh, they probably rate it on the laptop.
How much fragility are you adding?
Well, see, and that's something that people always say about phones.
Right.
But I have used this for years, and I'm unfolding it so many times that I don't worry about it. When I first got my Samsung Fold, I was worried of like, ooh, am I gonna like accidentally like push too far the other way or something? But nah.
I think modern foldable phones are to a point because they've made so many of them, and I've said this on the show before. I don't disparage products for using new technology simply for the sake of using it to iterate on it, and that's where we're at with this. This is a first generation product with a brand new screen technology, and while I'm going to poo-poo it because
you just hate Lenovo. Wow.
No.
Any chance you can to stick it to Lenovo.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Jeff over here.
While this technology is not for me, especially in its current state, I like the clean glass screen. I don't want smudges on my screen, and I sure as heck don't want rolls and imperfections and whatever else that has with it. I'm sure there's a use case. Yeah, you can get more real estate by expanding it. And yeah, now I can put a timeline down at the bottom, whereas before it was a little bit compressed. Maybe in 3 or 4 generations, this is the next thing, and they figure out a way to make it perfectly smooth, and they've ironed out all the kinks.
You're not an early adopter. I get it. That's why you like your Apple's, Macs, and iPhones and stuff like that.
I don't have an iPhone.
No, I thought you did.
No,
yeah. Okay.
That's a nothing phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, junk. No, I get it. I mean, but the thing is for me is that I like weird, quirky stuff.
Right.
So even on the handheld space. And like, especially for laptops, like when I'm at home, I have 2 really big, 27-inch monitors.
Yeah.
I like as much screen real estate as I can.
Totally.
And like I said, when I'm on a laptop, I always feel like I'm at a disadvantage because the screen is small. I mean, even if I've used like a thin and light 16-inch laptop. I mean, you can get up to 18-inch now. Like I have a Razer over this, like 18-inch, and I'm like, okay, the screen isn't too big, but then it has a dedicated GPU in there, and it's just bulky and heavy, whatever. So I always bring like a second screen, a second monitor with me, but that has its own hassles with it and setup and stuff like that. So I don't know. I like that people are messing with different screen options. Like this is one of them, but there are plenty of other use cases out there. But I do think this is the best idea of it so far. Sure, maybe the implementation is not there. Yeah. At the first generation, but of all the ways to get more screen real estate, like I remember when I first it was my first Computex 2019. Gordon and I went to, I think it was ASUS. They had that laptop that had the little screen up here above the keyboard. Oh, yeah. Right? And I don't remember the name of that product line. Duo. ZenBook Duo. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. But then when we got it in, just using it because of they had to shift I think the keyboard was shifted down and then the trackpad was off to the side. Is that what it was to allow for the screen?
Yeah, it was something like that.
So the usability part of it would just didn't make sense to me.
Right.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. I do like quirky things too.
That's why you like me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I also value utility and, dare I say, simplicity in a lot of my
That's
products.
why you like Windows.
I didn't bring a Windows device with me.
Wait, you're not dual booting over here?
No.
Actually, can you even dual boot on M1s anymore? Or M series?
Not really. There's kind of a way.
And they took all your choices away from you. Back when I had a Mac, back when it was good.
Oh yeah,
I could dual boot into Windows.
Oh totally.
Yeah, it had ports.
I dual booted
actually
for
had
years.
Ports.
So
now they've taken away your ability even to dual boot.
They have.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Apple.
I mean, virtualization's gotten to the point where it's kind of pointless to do it, and this is ARM at its base, so.
Take away your option.
I could install Windows on ARM if I really wanted to.
I know, but back in the day, you could have done either. You could have done both. You could have had all your choices, right? Aren't you a Linux man? Don't you want choice?
No, I want shit to work.
Wow.
Have you seen my background?
I know. Your background just has 2 big middle fingers
that's
pointed
exactly right.
straight at Microsoft.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And Lenovo.
Lenovo, yeah. Well, they're in bed together, so it makes sense. So anyway, actually, I don't even know. This is literally, so that's one downside for me is that the screen actually doesn't, because of it doesn't fold back.
Yeah.
Further, which makes sense.
You're giving up usability for a niche feature.
I wouldn't call wanting more screen real estate niche, sir.
What resolution of screen could they put in there had it not been rollable?
What resolution of screen? Well, I mean, believe me, they've got plenty of ThinkBooks in their ThinkBook line. Yes, so.
Right.
So they could have had a screen with higher pixel density, if that's what you mean.
Totally, which equals more real estate if your eyes are good enough.
Yeah. I wouldn't equate those same things.
100% scaling at 4K. You could put a 4K screen in that.
Yeah. But what if then you could roll it to make it 6K? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, then the folds would cover up the pixel density.
There you go.
Yeah.
So maybe it's by design. Mm-hmm. Anyway, good laptop. I got a couple other. Can I show? I just have laptops here.
Yeah, let's show and tell.
Is what we do in PCWorld here. Yeah. So I have a System 76 laptop. You've worked with them.
I have.
Right?
Yeah.
The fine folks over at System 76 sent this over because part of the Full Nerd network of podcasts and stuff, we have a new Linux podcast coming up.
That's right.
I'm not going to divulge the secrets of everything here.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be coming out Friday, if everything works well. Anyway, so I am a Linux noob. I mean, I've messed around with Linux. I've tinkered in Linux. I have a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I've shelled out.
He runs Arch, by the way. Kind of.
I've got a story about that. But anyway, as a Windows user, I've heard that 2025 is the year of Linux. Not only that, we're rapidly approaching the end of life date for Windows 10.
Yep.
SteamOS is getting better and better.
Yes, it is.
I feel like, all jokes aside, we are at some sort of Linux inflection point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a good old college try. And so, yes, I've done things like installed Cache on here. I'm trying out different things.
Yeah.
But I was also like, okay, what would it be like to be able to work with a vendor like I do, Lenovo, ASUS, MSI, all these other vendors we work with on the Windows side, and just call them up and be like, hey, send me what you think is a great Linux experience, hardware and software tuned for it. Right. Everything,
give me your Linux device.
Yeah. And so System 76 surprisingly is like one of the only people out there. Framework, I think, can pre-configure with
yes.
Linux.
Yeah, Framework will pre-configure with Linux. System 76 is the owner of Pop! OS.
Yeah.
And so they're actually the developers and the key holders to Pop! OS. Obviously, it's an Ubuntu or a Debian offshoot, but yeah, they're the maintainers of Pop! OS. So.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil too much bot here, but this has actually been pretty fun to try this out for the first time. Really, I'm only like a couple weeks in for it being the daily driver, but I am dual booting because there are plenty of things I need to go back out to Windows, or just like if I feel like I need a comfort blanket, I pop back into Windows. So yeah, that's one of the things I've been messing around with.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is Arrow Lake H. I think it's a 155H.
Okay.
I can't remember. So, not nothing super fancy. Not great integrated graphics or anything, but it gets the job done. I'm not doing gaming on here. This isn't meant to be a gaming laptop or anything like that. Lenovo also sent over. Oh yeah. So that was the other thing. I was like, okay, well, there are other options for large OEMs that do come pre-installed with Linux. So Lenovo actually sent me over to. This is the T14. I don't know if the full name for it. Yeah. Oh yeah. ThinkPad T14 Gen 5. So this comes pre-installed with Ubuntu.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. They pre-configured the password for me. But yeah, so I got these in to test as well, which is cool. So the ThinkPad, and then what is this? You know what? Actually, this is another ThinkPad. This is the ThinkPad P1 Gen 7. So this is a workstation class. This does have I think an NVIDIA. I don't remember what's in it.
It's like a 4060 or something like that.
No, it's from their Pro line or whatever. Yeah,
interesting.
How do I bring up a system monitor or something?
You can go terminal and do LSPCI.
LSPCI. Oh, great. A lot of lines.
3D controller, NVIDIA Corporation. It just says device.
That's weird. Okay. Well, yeah, it has some sort of pro thing in it.
That's funny.
So yeah, like I'm tinkering. I'm playing with Linux.
So someone look up what NVIDIA 28B9 is.
Well,
whatever.
And what was the model number?
Great question.
P1 Gen what?
P1 Gen 7.
Gen 7. Okay, so maybe I can just look here. RTX Pro graphics. So it's a mobile workstation, 16-inch tech specs. Let's look at it. What do we got here? So it's. Oh, okay. Well, so it's either a 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000.
Okay.
So I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Which one it is.
Oh, it's
it does come with 4060 or 4070. Yeah, ADA
okay.
generation. Yeah. So. Yeah.
RTX 1000 ADA generation. Okay. Thank you, Yakto, for chiming in.
Yeah. So Linux.
I knew someone would be hot on the heels of that. So.
Does anyone out there use Linux? Is that any Linux users out there?
A lot of my community uses Linux.
Yeah. Actually, what's the temperature? Do the Linux people feel like 2025 is the year? Do you know? What do you think?
The running joke is just like every year before it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've obviously done just about everything there is to do. I've done Mac, Windows, and Linux on my channel. I obviously have driven for a while. I had the WinMax 2 from GPD Win.
You were rocking that for a while.
Yeah,
I couldn't daily drive that, man. Way too small.
2 years I daily drove.
Imagine if the screen rolled though, and you can get more real estate.
Yeah, but it was also 2560 by 1600, more resolution than that thing.
Yeah, but it was 10 inches. It doesn't matter. It was lost.
It was fine. I ran it at 100% scaling. It was fine.
Junk.
But I dual booted that thing. I had Windows and I had Zorin OS installed on that. And Zorin actually worked better than Windows in most cases because one thing that you were surprised when you closed your ZBook here was, hey, sleep worked. Sleep on my GPD WinMax 2 never worked inside Windows properly, but it did work in Linux.
I mean, that's a Windows problem.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a GPD problem, though.
Well, it's an AMD problem.
Well, I don't know. I've had some issues with Intel. So.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Year of the Linux Desktop. Mm-hmm. Well, so I will say all this Linux stuff, the podcast we're doing, is hey, a couple of longtime Windows users are trying to dual boot systems and, play in both worlds and learn Linux stuff, but that's just with laptops. Because I still have a desktop at home.
Right.
I'm not ready to do that.
And over your dead body.
Well, no, I don't even get a sense that the Linux people think the desktops are the right place for Linux, right?
I think they do.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the hardcore Linux people, absolutely.
Okay.
They drive everything.
Well, Linux. But what would that be? Isn't Cashy like more of a desktop kind of environment or distro, whatever?
You're asking the wrong question.
Okay.
Because which distro is the best? The one that you use.
Yeah. Well, but I thought some of them have problems with desktop versus laptop.
No.
Like some of them are more. No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, then why is there a separation of people saying that it's the year of desktop Linux?
Desktop Linux implies just a desktop operating system, a desktop environment.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a desktop PC.
No. I guess I don't know what is the
difference between the year of the Linux desktop simply means not Windows.
Oh.
Windows being a desktop operating system.
Oh, like people. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that Linux has gotten to a desktop phase in its life.
Right.
It's more like Windows is the default desktop.
Correct.
And so
Windows is the Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
To quote your mom.
Jeez, wow, my mom. That's so rude. Hopefully she's not in the chat.
She gave me your number. I can call her.
Oh, good. Did she give you a super chat?
Yeah.
Great. So I think the desktop stuff, I don't know, man. Desktop, I feel like, is where you do serious work.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm scared to do that. I mean, I guess we'll see. This podcast from the very beginning has been with it in mind that it is a short run series.
Yeah.
Meaning there is an end date in mind. I mean, we don't have like an actual date in mind, but we have
there's an end game.
There is an end game in mind, and at some point, that series will be over, and either I will go screaming, crying back to Windows and just, write this thing off as a fun little side project, or maybe I'll be so invested in Linux that I'll maybe take the next step and replace my desktop. I don't know. That seems like a stretch, but who knows?
I did that last year, and actually, there's another YouTuber, Raid Owl, also did it like at the same time as me, with the same strategy in mind, unbeknownst to each other. Like we did this completely independently of each other and launched our videos within 2 days of each other.
Last year, 2024 wasn't the year of Linux. I've heard 2025. Oh yeah,
no, absolutely it was.
Was it?
Just like 2023, just like 2003, year of the Linux desktop. Windows is, they're making decisions that they'll never come back from, and they're going to destroy their user base, and we'll see. But yeah, no, I I've done this challenge and I've gone through that, and while I still use Linux all the time, I don't daily drive it, and it comes down to a lot of the problem with Linux is not Linux, it's everything else, which makes it a Linux problem.
They're hand in hand.
They are hand in hand. If something doesn't work on Linux, it's not the vendor's fault. It's a Linux problem because I can't use Linux because that program doesn't work. And so you have to like break yourself of the nomenclature of like, well, that's an Adobe issue that you can't run Photoshop in Linux. No, it's a Linux problem that I can't run Photoshop because I'm running Linux. It's flipping your mindset about what the problem actually is.
I will say, as a noob, it has been hard because I started with Pop! OS. Like I said, I'm trying these other distros as well, but like, you know, using Pop! OS, I was like, okay, well, is this a Pop! OS thing or is this just a Linux thing?
Right.
I don't, you know, as a first time user, I have no idea. And then you know, like installing applications was just like, oh, do I want .deb? Do I want I don't know. Do I install from the command line? Do I do Flatpak?
I was laughing
package manager?
so hard at Adam specifically earlier when he ran into one very specific issue,
which I'd never run into before. Actually, I need to make a note so I can talk about it on the podcast.
That I ran into last year, and everyone told me I was crazy, and then he hit the exact same issue that I did.
Because I didn't even think of it. It's like, so for me, I remember when I switched from. I used to edit. I learned to edit on Final Cut 7.
Okay.
Before they made the stupid switch.
Oh, you're a Mac user.
Yeah. I was in. I was drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And there was a point where I looked up. God, there was a website. Was it lynda.com? I think it was lynda.com. Had somebody made this really cool video about this is how. Hi, Lindsay. She's just off work. It is nice. Yeah.
Hi, Mrs.
Welcome.
Murray.
Yeah. Sorry. What was I talking about? No, I can't remember. No, I was switching from Final Cut 7, and you know, I looked into Avid. I looked into I think maybe it was DaVinci at the time still, and then you know I settled on Premiere.
Premiere, right?
Right. It was the logical step for people coming over there. I think a lot of people did too at the time. And I found this video, and it was the perfect video for me because I had already watched like, hey, here's how you use Premiere videos and stuff. But which was good to learn how to learn Premiere. But I watched a specific series of videos that was, here's how you do it in Final Cut 7. Now let's switch over to Premiere. Here's how you do it in Premiere. And it was like you want to do this? This is how you do it over here. So it was just a nice one-to-one analogy.
Yeah,
I've been trying to use Linux this way too, of being like, okay, well, I'm going to use Linux the way that I use computers. Oh, okay. I like to have a system monitor, some sort of system monitoring application open at all times.
Yeah.
And in Pop! OS, the built-in system monitor was like not great.
Yeah.
And so then like I asked the people in our we have a Linux channel in the Full Nerd Discord. And I was like, oh, well, you know, what's she doing? You just get, I mean, great folks over there, but, you know, it's like, oh, you know, there's this application, B-Top, you know, like, oh, I like this, I like that. And I was just like, which was cool. There was a lot of choice there, but I was also just like, I want to use something like this, but over here.
Yeah.
And it's making itself so more complicated.
Do you want to know one of the most frustrating things from the getting started standpoint is if you've ever gone onto a forum and said, I'm thinking about installing Linux, switching to Linux, you know, moving over from Windows, moving over from Mac OS. The very first thing that the Linux community suggests is, well, first, you need to pick your distro. That's the last thing that you should decide on. And
you're like,
because the distro you use is based on your use case and your preferences and the way your brain works and the way you want your desktop to look. It is something you can only decide on once you know everything there is to know about Linux. Once you know the inner workings and the difference between GNOME and any other Windows organizer or Windows environment, and the difference between the package managers and like the deeper inner workings of the system, that's when you choose your distro. The problem is that's now a Linux problem, because if you choose the wrong distro, then you're just an idiot.
Well, you know what they tell me, though? Oh, it's easy. You just spin up another distro.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Right. As if I wasn't trying to do work on the system that I'm trying to use every day, and I've already gone through all this work to install DaVinci and make sure it works, which, by the way, I installed DaVinci, and there was no waveform output because there was a bug with the audio driver within the particular distro that I chose that you could import a video and you could hear the audio, but you couldn't see the waveform in your editor.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah. It's not an important feature. Just ignore it. It's just a bug. It's a DaVinci problem. No, it's a Linux problem because that problem doesn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
And welcome to the full circle.
Yeah. Well, and the thing I'm thinking about the most too, and I think a lot of people are not going to like to hear this, but one of the like back when I was a hardcore Mac user, and even in Windows land too, I think there is something to be said about having walls up, having blinders on, having you're trying to do what you want to do in a constrained environment, and so I can only work within these parameters, so I'm gonna mold what I want to do to fit within these parameters. How do I do that? And sometimes you can even expand the parameters a little bit, and you're like, ooh, wow, okay, I didn't know I could do that kind of thing.
You can install Windows Power Tools.
Yeah, where here there's like, nah, you got no parameters.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. It's like hopping into Minecraft and it's like, what do I do? Yeah. Well, you can do whatever you want.
Anything.
Well, I know, but what do I want to do?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you can do anything. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, well, you could do it this way. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to build a house. Well, you could do it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Which way do you want to do?
But here's the funny thing is even within Minecraft, even with as expansive as it is, there's still rules and interactions that you have to learn in order to do anything that you want.
Physics, a day-night cycle.
There's physics, there's material interactions, there's crafting recipes, there's enchanting, there's experience, there's all the other things that go into it. And eventually you can do anything that you want to do. But you have to learn the rule set to be able to do that on a more advanced level.
Well, and that's the thing. Part of this, I've definitely been talking about this with coworkers too. Part of this is I am so used to Windows. I know how to do a lot of things. I'm not saying I know everything.
Right.
But I know a lot of things and how I want to configure stuff. I'm having to start fresh here in a way that I'm like, oh, okay, well, I was trying to bring up the package manager or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, what is it? How do I bring that up?
So he installed Cache, and he goes, well, how do I install this thing?
Chrome. I was trying to install Chrome.
You were starting to install Chrome. And he goes, well, it's sudo, and then it's apt. And I went, no, apt is not the command for Arch Linux. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I said, no, it's a different package manager. It's Pacman. And he goes,
well, because that's what it is on Pop OS.
Right. And so he goes, Pacman, like 2 words. And I said, no, Pacman, like package manager. And he goes, how do you know that? And I said, you just have to know the thing that you're trying to install. There's no list. There's no search. You just know it's Pacman in Arch.
Yeah. Jean-Luc Picard can't go to the computer and easily say how do I find the package manager on my Cache OS install in 4 words.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was exactly it. Is Picard walks up to the replicator and says sudo pacman-s Chrome.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this has been fun though. It definitely is pushing me to learn things. I'm not. Will said this earlier. Off mic, but he's like, man, you really are scared of the command line. And I'm like, yeah, because I feel like I can really mess things up in there. I mean, not that you can't mess things up in the graphical interface either, but something about being in command line, I'm like, man, if I just misspell one word, which I misspell a lot of words, is it going to wipe the system? I don't know. But so, and so this is having me try to get out of that bubble a little bit. But yeah.
And I will say one thing that I tried in my switching to Linux challenge was I tried to avoid the terminal as much as possible. Not because I'm afraid of it, but because it shouldn't work that way. It should be simple. There should be a graphical installer for DaVinci Resolve. There should be a graphical installer download for Chrome. There should be I need an NVIDIA driver, nvidia.com/drivers, download, click, done. It should work like that.
You know what they should do.
And it doesn't.
No. Well, this is another side note. So over the weekend, I've been using Pop OS on the System 76 laptop. Part of my homework for our new podcast was, okay, I'm going to install Cache on this Strix Halo Z book because I want to continue to try their stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I was watching Wendell, a friend of the show, Wendell, over at Level 1 Techs. He has installed Linux on a couple of systems that are Strix Halo based. And I was watching his tutorial. He has a nice article about it and stuff like that. And so I thought he was installing Cache. Like, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like Cache is more graphical, like sure, it's deeper down the rabbit hole than like a Pop OS or a Mint or something like that.
Right.
But so, but I was still a little scared. Anyway, he actually was installing Arch. And so I was following his tutorial, and I was thinking that this was Cache this whole time, but I didn't put it together. I mean, Cache is Arch, variant of Arch, whatever.
Yeah.
So like I saw that, and so I went to the Arch website, downloaded it. I have Ventoy on a thumb drive, so I went to boot live off the thing, and I was sitting there, and I was sitting at the install, and it's command line, and I was like, this isn't even a graphical install. And so I was like, okay, calm down, breathe. Actually, I was on the couch sitting next to Lindsay. I was just like, okay, I can do this. And so I was going through the Arch install page, and they were like, okay, you need to connect to the internet and do all this stuff. And I did it. I was able to connect to the internet. I was able to ping like arch.org or whatever the website is, and like I was just like, woo, yay, sweet. I did some stuff in the command line.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, okay, I'm going to stop this ping thing. Oh, wait, enter, escape. Wait, how do you stop pinging things? I had to Google how do you stop pinging. And then I got to the part where they were talking about like partitioning. Yeah. And I was like, okay, nope, I'm done.
Yeah,
Nope, I can't.
Tap
I can't
out.
do it. So then I came in here and I was like, Will, dude, you told me that there was a graphical interface for Cache. What are you talking about, man? Like I was sitting there on the command line sweating bullets. And he was like, what? What are you talking about? And I showed him.
How in the world did you get there?
Yeah. And I showed him, and he's like, dude, that's Arch. You downloaded Arch. And I was like, oh, that's hard mode. Yeah. Oh, man, I went all the way to hard mode. Okay. Yeah. I am not ready for that. Like that. Is there anybody in the chat that will install off of command line? Like, man.
I know a couple of them. Definitely. In fact, Circuit Rewind, Vince, if you're in here, Vince goes even harder, hardcore mode. Vince does BSD.
I don't know what that is.
BSD is not even Linux. BSD is
that's another operating system.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sounds nerdy.
It's Unix. It is.
Okay.
It is.
I know Unix.
Yeah.
It's from Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know
she
this.
says. Yeah, I know this. It's Unix
it's a Unix
based.
system, right? Yeah. He does a lot of work with BSD and getting things to work over there. But he says, I'm building a distro right now. Does that count? I think that counts.
You're building a distro.
Yes.
Like you're building your own OS.
Yes.
Have you met this person in real life?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I would be very curious to meet somebody in real life who has built their own OS. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I don't. Yeah. How do you even start that? Like you're like, oh, here's how I want my OS to work.
You make all the decisions that you would make and screw everyone else's preferences.
I mean, but I'm down with that. Go for it.
Yeah.
And you get to call it whatever you get to call it, I guess.
Yeah.
I do want to point out something. So Joe Panico, sorry, I'm going to butcher your name, says, I am glad more content creators are giving Linux a shot. Now, I wish they would give it a fair time frame to truly learn in. And Arch is not what we should start on. Yeah. No. Don't worry. I know. So it's a good point. I actually have seen a lot of people who were like, oh, I've tried it for a little bit and it wasn't for me. And then I peace out. Like, I think no matter what, even if I don't daily drive it, I still am going to learn something out of it. And
Absolutely.
I think I'm still going to have it as an option to dig into, because the more I know about it, the better. I mean, once again, like I have a Steam Deck. I've done things in the oh my God, not the, what is it? You shell out
shell.
to the, yeah. Like I've done things over there, and I want to be more comfortable. So like, yes, I mean, completely right though. Like I think it is unfair for somebody to try it for a little bit and then just like completely write it off and be like, oh,
yeah.
So like, I think it could, I mean, because if I get more comfortable in the terminal, then that same thing applies over on the Windows line too. I maybe start opening the command line on
Absolutely.
Windows.
Yeah. I'm in the command line all the time. Just do various things.
PowerShell. Yeah. I actually, the place I used to work, I used to do training videos for IT support stuff. Yeah. And we did this whole series on like PowerShell. So like I know what PowerShell is, even though I know what a pipe does. Yeah. You know, but other than that, scares the hell out of me.
Nice. Funny story. Place I used to work, we had one particular instance in. We ran Active Directory services for a lot of different companies, and one of them was a K-12, and there was an instance where a teacher that ran a computer lab wanted every student to have their own user, but it was specific to that lab, and they would reset the accounts every term, every time there was a new class coming in.
Okay.
And so, like, 7 periods worth of classes, so 7 times 30 students. So
each user.
Each user.
Oh man.
And not specifically named, just
installed locally.
Just period 1 user 1, period 1 user 2 is what they wanted. And I fought against this for so long, and they're like, no, we need control over all the. All right, whatever. And so I wrote a PowerShell script that. Inside of a very specific OU or organizational unit inside of Active Directory would wipe every single account, recreate all the accounts, relink all of the home folders for all of their storage, and reset to a default password that was a known value. And so every term, whoever tech was assigned to that task could run that PowerShell script within that OU, and in one click, reset everything.
Okay.
The problem is that PowerShell script didn't have a lot of checks and balances to it. If you ran it in the wrong OU, it would go through and delete any user account that was in that organizational unit and every sub-organizational unit. When I resigned from that company, I had like 3 or 4 subfolders of like, this is a very dangerous script in here. This script is only to be used in this particular circumstance. Please refer to these tickets within our ticketing system of when to use it and why to use it and the dangers of this. Are you sure you want to do this? And I even included like a couple, like, make sure you're running this in the right OU. It took less than 6 months after I resigned for them to run it in the root OU and wipe Active Directory entirely. Now, maybe that's on me for writing a script that didn't have like hey, if there's more than 700 users, maybe don't execute.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to wipe all 700?
Right. But yeah, it took less than 6 months for them to completely wipe every single user in their Active Directory system.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's why that kind of stuff scares me.
Yeah.
Command line stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying it.
Yeah.
Give it a good old college try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things about switching to Linux is, and I think you're in the right headspace for this, is there a Windows equivalent of what you're trying to do, yes or no? So for me, a lot of my thing is, well, I do the podcast, and I need my windows arranged in a certain way so I can share a screen over here and not share part of my screen that has my user login information or my Google Drive open or something like that. And so, I've got tabs over here that I don't want to share, but then I have a tab over here that I do want to share.
Mm-hmm.
And so at any point during the show, I can click on, hey, look, here's the article of the web page that we're trying to look at, and I'm not going to share any information inadvertently.
And hopefully they can hear us.
And hopefully they can hear us this time. And that's all by design. Well, that needs to work regardless of what operating system I'm in. I need to be able to share my screen. I need to be able to share specific screens and hide other screens regardless of what button I press. If Linux can't do that, that's a Linux problem.
Right. Well, I mean, and something I need to do is be able to drag files from a folder into a Google Drive.
Well, you installed the wrong version of Chrome, so you can't do that. Of your 7 choices of methods to install Chrome, you chose the wrong one, and now drag and drop doesn't work.
No, it was the one built into Cache.
Which is the wrong one.
What? But wouldn't they know?
Because that's the Flatpak one, which is sandboxed, which means it can't interact with any other application or driver.
Well, then why would Cache not give me the option for that one?
Because that's not the one that's in their point-and-click store. You have to install the distro version from Package Manager, which is Pacman. And so you can search, but you have to know the command for installing Chrome to get that one.
Well,
or you can compile from source like a baller.
I actually want to know what that means. So on my System 76, I kind of ran into that as well. So they have a package manager, Pop Shop, I think is what they call it. Yeah. Really cool, actually. It's not bad. And I downloaded Slack. That's what we use for our work communications. Yeah. And I installed Slack, ran it, and it was like, oh, this version's out of date. You have to install one that's up to date. And I was like, wait, what? This is the one that's in the package manager.
Right.
Come to find out, I went over and you can actually like hit a toggle to have two different. And I was like, okay, well then how would I know which one? But by default, it gave me the one that was out of date.
Right.
And so then, I mean, my first inclination was to go to the website, but then the website is like, oh, well, do you want .db? Do you want .rpfk? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So like, I was just,
I just want Chrome, damn it.
I want Slack, man. Come on. It can't be that hard.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild times. I mean, it is also wild. Like, I can't wrap my head around that Linux, I concede that Linux rules the world. Linux is like the most widely used operating system.
It is the most widely used operating system that no one ever uses.
Yeah, and that's okay. And yeah, like it's like, okay, but why does it have to be so hard?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just like it feels so weirdly nebulous. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
But nobody pays attention to it.
There's a lot of people who pay attention to it. The problem is there's 30 ways to do any one thing, and no one will agree on what's the right way. And you see this even in like some basic fundamentals of Linux, of how do you, inside Linux, define a static IP address for your network card? In Ubuntu, there's a graphical user interface for that. There's a GUI for it. Depending on which version of Linux, there's whatever they programmed into the GUI. At the fundamental level, it is how is the NIC being defined as a device, and which configuration file and location is it looking for what it needs to function. And that can either be in most Linux, it's one of two versions. It's either in etc network and interfaces, or it's an etc network and then a YAML configuration file, which has its own very specific formatting. But inside of those files, they don't even agree on the syntax of the format that the things should be in. It doesn't agree on what network cards should be called when they're installed. Last month, I spun up a brand new Supermicro cloud server, which is a 3U box with 10 nodes in it. All of the nodes are physically identical to each other. It is the exact same hardware on the exact same everything. I installed the exact same version of the exact same operating system on all 10 of them. And in my network configuration file, 2 of the servers randomly got different names for the network cards. With the same chipset, with the same version, with the same everything else. They got randomly different names for the network cards and how they were defined in etc/network/interfaces.
Why? Did you find out why?
Nope.
No.
Because
it's Linux.
That's what they were assigned.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't like batch some sort of script to address them all because...
Nope. So when I had to go in and configure network addresses, I needed to look up each individual physical hardware name before I assigned the IP addresses. And it was different for 3 of them. Three of the 10.
Yeah.
Same hardware, same installer,
that is so
same
weird.
Process, same method, same order, different names.
Could they... Yeah, I don't know. That's above my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linux.
But I probably did something wrong. Yeah, it's not a Linux problem. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had the wrong distro on it, obviously.
Definitely.
Duh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can show you the
world.
Yeah,
I hope I can come out on the other end of it, you know, and be like, oh, you know, I'm really glad I did that.
I don't mean to scare you. I want you to try.
Oh,
Linux.
I'm already scared.
And I maybe I want to scare you a little, but I want you to be successful. But I also like part of my thing is I've never been a Mac guy or a Windows guy or a Linux guy or an Android guy or an iPhone guy. I'm a tool guy. I want the tools
you like
to
tool?
work.
Okay. What about Pusfer? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Big Creed fan, are you? But I want the right tool for the job, and I want the tool to work repeatedly regardless of how many times I need to use it or in what context or whatever else. And so oftentimes I will choose the right tool for the job. Laptops, it's the flavor of the month. It's whatever whoever happens to have the best match of hardware and user experience. And sometimes that's Apple, and sometimes that's Linux, and sometimes that's Windows. I've daily driven everything. Even to shows and doing podcasts and doing video editing and doing like some pretty intensive things. I've ran them all, and they're all good and they're all bad in various different ways. And to truly switch to Linux, you have to accept its shortcomings, accept that they are shortcomings, and know that maybe it works a different way. But you have to do the same thing between Windows and Mac. And so I don't know why there's this vitriol with the community when you say that Linux has a problem doing this one thing, and they say, no, you just did it wrong.
Yeah. Well, I can say, like, I don't want to speak for my co-host Will Smith. Not that Will Smith. He's been on the podcast, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So he's coming at it because he's sick of Microsoft. A lot of it is like he's sick of, you know, them constantly hounding about subscription services and all that kind of stuff, and which I totally get. That's not me. Like I whatever. I just ignore that stuff. Like OneDrive, you know, it's already deleted after I install. You know what I mean? Like there's that kind of stuff doesn't bug me. But yeah, like he's very much just like, you know, I'm sick of Microsoft.
Yeah.
You know. So
I'm kind of in his
camp.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. But I wouldn't say I'm like a right tool for the right job kind of person either, because I definitely have allegiances because I like the way specific things work. Like gaming on Windows is different than gaming on a Mac, right? You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Like, and because I do a lot of gaming, then I would say by that, you know, like I'm like, okay, then I'm a Windows fan.
This is funny, and this is something I don't know if anyone's ever said. Probably someone has, but who knows?
Not on this podcast.
Not on this podcast. Your mouse works differently in Linux and Mac and Windows when it comes to gaming. Your mouse is different. The acceleration curve is different. Your aiming is different. Your scroll wheel is completely damped differently across all three operating systems.
That makes sense.
And sometimes within Linux. And it's really funny because no one ever takes that into account when they're talking about, oh yeah, I can game on Linux now. Sometimes the scroll wheel in Linux sucks when it comes to gaming. It doesn't register the first click. Sometimes you have to go 2 clicks. In Mac, sometimes it's too sensitive because they want to do natural scrolling, and the Mac OS scrolling overrides the hardware click of a scroll wheel. And so if you click it too fast, it'll go, oh, you wanted to go 3 spaces, not 2 spaces. This is a thing. It's totally a thing, and I don't know if anyone's ever addressed it, but there are user interface differences when it comes to something as simple as gaming, as can it run, you know, Counter-Strike or this or that.
I didn't think of that.
You have to adjust how you interact with your mouse depending on the operating system that you're in.
I mean, the same thing for controllers, because I mostly game on controllers, and I was like, X input. I mean, it's just that just works, right? X input was a big thing for Windows,
right?
And you know, I was like, oh, can I just plug my Xbox controller into Linux and it just works? And he's like, Steam input. I'm like, okay, well, but what
Yeah.
what if I don't want to play something on Steam?
Right.
It's like, okay, well then,
good luck.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. I mean, luckily most of my library is in Steam, but
yeah.
Elmo
chimes in, but can we trust Jeff because you game on a trackball? I do game on a trackball, but you know what? Adam's a fellow trackball user.
Yeah, well, I don't game on it. I'm a controller.
Oh, I game on my trackball.
But I can. Actually. Oh, so this is a good side note. I haven't talked to you since this happened. So you told me about the Elecom.
The Elecom Huge.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I trust Jeff. Yeah. I'm gonna go buy one of those. Yeah. I went to the website. It linked me out to Amazon.
Uh-huh.
I got the wireless version of the big one.
Yeah, the Elecom Huge.
Yeah. And I was like, ooh, I can't wait. It came in, and it was the wired one. And I was like, stupid Amazon.
Yeah,
they probably messed it up. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I sent it back and I put in the request to send it back for Amazon, and I bought another one.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, all right, cool. Here we go. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
I also got sent another wired one, and I was like, what the hell? I want a wireless one.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have used the wired one, but I wanted the wireless one.
Right.
And I swear to God, I got 3 wired ones. And so I just gave up. I was like, okay,
wow.
I have no other way to buy this.
Wow.
Or the Amazon link.
Yeah,
whatever.
they really only go to Amazon anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think they sell direct.
Yeah, and so I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to continue to and so each one I just returned. I was just like, I don't know what happened.
I'm going to send you my wireless one.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going to send you my wireless one.
Does it have stuff on it, like gunk on it?
Probably.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'll cherish it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was like, I really wanted to try it.
I'll at least lick it clean first.
Please, yeah, that's a feature, not a bug.
That's right.
And I really wanted to try it, but I kept getting the wired ones.
I
don't understand.
I have 2 wired and 1 wireless. I bought 3 of these mice because I love them.
I know. Yeah, I want to try it. Yeah.
Yeah. I will send you my wireless one.
Yeah. So. Does it work on Linux?
It does.
Oh, sweet. Okay, where did you get the driver or the application?
Gosh, does the I don't know if the application works on the configurator. I believe writes the configuration to the mouse, and so if you define the mouse button as a particular function,
interesting,
it writes it to the hardware.
Really? Oh, I didn't even know.
I believe is how that one works.
Huh.
I'll need to double check.
That's
it's been a while since I've messed with it.
because Kensington doesn't.
Kensington does
you gotta
not.
store it in the
Logitech
cloud,
does not.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But I believe the Elecom actually writes to the hardware.
That'd be cool.
That mouse button 6. At home, I have mouse button 6 linked to mute. And so you have a left click with your thumb and then right click with your middle finger up here with your ball on the center.
Okay.
I have my ring finger as mute.
Oh,
and so at
that's
any
cool.
point I can just kill my speakers.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
And there's a bunch of other buttons on it too, but yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah. So weird.
That's bummed. I'm bummed to hear that.
Yeah, I don't like, and they weren't. So at least 2 of the times I had an overlap, I hadn't sent the old one back,
right?
And I bought another one knowing I was going to return it,
right?
So it's not like they kept sending me the same package over and over again, like
right.
They just kept sending me wired ones.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
That's
like, and I was thinking of like reaching out, but then I was just like, whatever. No, I don't care.
I have Elecom's direct contact. I'm going to bring this up with them and say.
I mean, but
yeah, because I recommend the hell out of that mouse.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's just the distribution warehouse that I get it from.
Yeah.
Something weird here, but yeah.
Oh gosh.
I've
trackball talk here.
I've always wanted to try a vertical mouse though. Like I had somebody who used to be the I always forget the names around here. Not executive. I think it was executive editor. Mm-hmm. Managing editor, I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, somebody used to run the daily operations of PCWorld before Brad Charkis took over. Melissa Riofrio, she was a vertical mouse lover.
Okay.
And she had which one was it? I think it was Logitech. Yeah, then like I always saw it and like it looked really cool, like really sleek. It was kind of like pretty much like your hand would be like a U shape kind of thing. She was not doing a lot of work there. Also, I did get in one time, I think it was also Logitech, that had a semi-vertical mouse that like it had this weird weighted platform, and you kind of like click in and out to like tilt it more, but it had a trackball on the thumb.
It might be Elecom that makes that. No, it's not Elecom. It's I have one that does that right now.
But I don't like the thumb trackball. Too small.
I'm a finger trackball.
Yeah, I like the big one.
Yeah,
and it's got to be big. Yeah, big balls.
Yep.
That's what rules around here.
Yep. So I have tried all manner of like ergonomic devices. Vertical mouse, I'm sure it works for some people. Not a fan. I know this is a more natural way to hold your wrist. For me, it just didn't work. Like I don't like. It felt like I was slower. It felt like I was less accurate. It felt like I didn't have as much leverage on the buttons because your fingers are now kind of floating out here instead of using gravity to help push down. Like there is a thing to clicking sideways
or push back, right? Like when you're pushing down, the table is
there's weight against you. Now
I'm
pushing a lightweight device. Yeah, there were just things about it that I didn't agree with.
I didn't think of that.
But have you ever tried one of these? The Kinesis keyboards?
No.
So I did actually switch over to one of these at one point. Let me click over here. There we go. We had a woman working for us for the longest time who we bought these. They're an ergo keyboard. They're a split ergo keyboard, but instead of being a dome, they're inverted. And so it's like a dish.
Okay. Is it QWERTY?
It is
like
QWERTY.
Yeah,
it is QWERTY.
Okay,
you can get it in Dvorak, but the main version is QWERTY. But it is a complete split of the keyboard. And the idea is that because it's a dish, each key is equidistant away from your fingers. So there's never any reach with a finger. You can lift your pinky up and it will press the same key as any other finger that you lift up and move the same direction. And then rather than having to lift your hand off the keyboard to hit like backspace or a function key like that, they readjust those to your thumbs. And so your right thumb is backspace, your left thumb is your space bar. And then a lot of your function keys are also there in the center.
I was trying to, I can't quite tell.
Yeah.
It's like an enter key and a...
Yeah, there's an enter there as well. A page up and page down are on the right side, right by the backspace.
Yeah, I like this ergonomic stuff.
Yeah. I've tried a bunch of wild.
But so what's the cost on that though?
It's like $300. It's not.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's definitely like.
What are the switches?
It's up there.
They were replaceable.
They're not replaceable. They are. I believe they were blues. They were
okay. I like clicking.
Cherry MX Blues.
Yeah. Okay. Well, not the best, but I can get down on some blues.
Right. Yeah. Here's a fun. What is your key switch of choice?
So I like clicky.
Yes.
Like I like it to be loud.
Yes.
Right. I like to feel that actuation.
Yeah.
So what do I have? I have the. So I've right now my daily keyboard is the 8-bit do wireless, like the retro one.
Oh yeah.
And it's white. It's scaled white, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also have some switches in here that I actually like a little bit better, and I can't remember the name of them.
Yeah.
Also Kale, also clicky, and I can't think of.
I also am a Kale fan. I have a couple keyboards with these in them now. The Box Jade Green.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I have a tester. Can I grab it?
Yes.
Do you want me to grab you another beer?
Please.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I'm good for one more. Yeah.
Hold it down by yourself. Solo.
Okay.
Solo mode. Activate.
Oh God. Tea Earl Grey hot.
Oh, do it.
I
can't do that now.
Rizad says buckling spring forever. Look, it was good for its time, and it's still a good choice. But for me, with the Model M, the reason it was so popular was because it was the best choice of the day. But 1988 was a long time ago, and man, there are some really, really good key switches out there today. Yakto reminds me of some super chats, and thank you so much. We will read those now. Allison sends over £2. Thank you so much, Allison. My Google Foo can't find the BTW edition of Harch. And Zeus sends over $1.99. Thank you so much, Zeus. If you ask Yakto, he'll say that's super micro. Not sure what that was in reference to. Sorry, that took a little while. We got sidetracked. Reverend says, so Car Talk with Martok. We'll do Car Talk with Star Trek mixed in. Ooh. Do
you like that one or no?
This was my second choice.
Okay,
actually,
boom.
yes.
There you go.
21st Amendment, Hell or a High Watermelon.
Yeah, I feel like it's their claim to fame.
A wheat beer brewed with watermelon, 4.9%.
You've had this one before.
I have not.
You've never had this one?
Never had this one.
Yeah, I don't know how it compares out of the can off of a tap, but when you get it locally, they give you a wedge of watermelon.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So I got one of these key testers.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have everything, but yeah. So the two that I loved that I ended up buying is the Kale Box Jade. Is that?
Yeah, the Box Jade.
You said? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also I literally have them right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of those. And then while I was at a keyboard shop down in San Jose, have you been to the Tiny Keyboard Shop?
I have not.
Oh, it's so cute. Cute place.
Another place I need to visit.
Yeah. It's like downtown San Jose.
How dare you?
I also really liked these Gatoron Melodic Clicky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know if you've tried
I know
these,
Gatoron,
but yeah. So it has a little bit more of a rounded feel on the click. But
that is sharp.
Yeah, put it on the. Yeah. So I'm between the two.
Yeah. I love that we both settled on the Jades.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That was easily my favorite.
Yeah. So I need to get you to grab my Yeah. I can already tell which one is which.
Yeah.
I need you to get hands-on with my keyboard at some point. So a couple of years ago, I built a keyboard from scratch as a challenge to myself because I knew it was a thing, but I'd never done it on the channel before.
Yeah, so the Jade and the white, the Box Jade and the Box White are very close.
Yeah, the Jade's a little bit higher pitched.
Yeah,
just slightly.
Yeah. I still think I like that one.
But anyway, a couple years ago, I built myself a keyboard from scratch. I bought a board.
Nerd.
Well, the thing is, I also know myself, and I know how invested I usually get in things, and so I had avoided building myself a keyboard for the longest time.
Dude, I mean, same thing. Like I've been describing people that like I've been standing at the precipice for a while.
Yeah,
and be like, do I want to jump down there?
Gosh, I need to get you with hands on my keyboard so you can see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
No, I don't.
I spent $470 on my first keyboard.
Okay, that actually doesn't sound too bad.
Okay.
To me, at least.
You're on board. You're on board with the idea. I love this.
I mean, but were you happy with it?
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still daily drive it. It is a CNC billet aluminum shell.
Okay.
That's about this thick.
That seems really heavy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, but I know that, like I've seen some people say one of the downsides of the 8-bit Do one is that it is like plasticky.
Yeah, it's ABS.
It has and it doesn't have like a ton of weight to it or whatever.
Yeah.
But my counter is that it actually makes the typing louder. So I kind of like that. Like I don't think it is intended, but like I would assume the aluminum frame is like dampening a lot of it too.
No.
Really?
No, it resonates.
Oh.
It sings. Oh. It got to the point I had to swap it out during my live streams because while I'm typing, they're like, "Good God, your keyboard is loud," and they're like, "Would you turn that down or compressor it off or clack, 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 clack." Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do a ton at home. Mm-hmm. I mean, we used to do the full nerd at home during the pandemic and stuff like that, but we are doing the Linux one pre-recorded and mostly recording it at our homes. Mm-hmm. And so it became immediately clear. I was like, oh crap, I probably need to have two separate keyboards, one for when I'm recording and one for when I'm just normal typing.
Yeah.
But then I might as well have three. The third one could be for gaming.
Right.
But I mean, at that point I could probably have four. The fourth one just is cool to look at.
Right, totally.
You know, yeah. The fifth one probably also just cool to look at. You just put it on the wall. You don't actually use it.
You need to build yourself a keyboard.
Yeah. No, well, I have a pile of keyboard parts over there. I don't know if you noticed, and it's been sitting there for like a year.
I did spy them, and in fact, I think I took note of them last time I came here.
Yeah. Oh no, really? It's been and like Willis keeps hounding me. He's like, dude, when are we gonna do a keyboard build? And I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it. I mean, it hasn't been a priority, but also. Like I am.
So Adam, when are you doing your first shot of heroin?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I'm scared. You know, like yeah. I mean, but here's the other thing too is that a lot of people. I get a lot of people. Can we cuss on this podcast?
No? I haven't dropped an F-bomb, and so I usually allowed one F-bomb per show.
Can I say a B word?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people bitch about the prices of PC hardware. Mm-hmm. You know, like, generationally, we're getting less for what we used to play for. We're paying for more. And I get it. Sure. Okay.
Those people weren't alive in the 90s.
Yeah. But also, at the same time, I'm just like, have you never tried to get into any other hobby?
Right.
Because, yes, it's more expensive than what it used to be or, you know, whatever, whenever you started, you know, doing stuff. But at the same time, like, I went to school for audio. I know pro audio. I know, you know, like home audio nerds and, you know, like, and I'm just like, even the keyboard people, like you just build keyboard. They have like dozens of keyboards.
Oh yeah.
It's like, they don't use it all. They just have it.
I know tons of them.
Right. And I'm like, so any hobby can be expensive.
Yes.
I mean, the problem I think is like, okay, well, I do a lot of work on it, but also a lot of people do gaming on it. I don't know. Like I just, like part of me is just like, it's actually, in the grand scheme of hobbies in this world, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
you could, you know, like, sure,
has
a 5090 at 3,000 is not its MSRP, but you know, you can still buy a kick-ass gaming rig for $5,000, right? Like all in, and be like, okay, I got the best of the best consumer hardware that's possible out there, but $5,000 in the pro audio world,
right?
That's nothing, man.
In the automotive world, in the camera world, in you know. So many other hobbies. The enthusiast drone world. Yeah. The people with like the hexcopters and crap, like the full camera platforms.
And like Victor says, like the thing that you said, like computers were damn expensive. Like we have a library of PCWorld magazines over here, and I like to just pull out random old issues and I'll look at the price and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they're like this random graphics card from 1997 for, you know, $1,300, and you're like, you know, that sounds downright reasonable until you take inflation into account, and that graphics card was $3,800.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Keyboards. Yeah. I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be.
But yeah, I'm trying not to. Yeah, I'm just not a linear guy. I like
clicky. I don't like linear.
Yeah. Linear doesn't make sense for me. But also, I game on a.
We are kindred spirits when it comes to ergonomics, man.
That's true. Did you try that Razer split keyboard yet? The one they showed off at Computex?
I don't think I did.
I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but essentially, it's like a keyboard like this, and then you just like separate it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you can also kind of like add a little bit of a tilt to it as well. It's not like it's more ergo minded for gaming keyboards for sure, but it's not like down like an actual ergo.
Yeah, it's not the true split layouts and things like. Okay.
Yeah. And so I told ASUS. Did I say Razer or ASUS?
You said Razer.
I meant ASUS.
Okay,
it was the ASUS one.
Gotcha.
And I was like, all right, well, if you guys are going to get into ergo gaming stuff, which people should do.
Yes.
Like, I like that idea because I feel like it's an untapped market, especially as the gaming generation gets older.
Yeah.
Then you got to get in like a vertical gaming mouse. You got to get in a gaming trackball. Has there ever been a gaming trackball?
There has been.
Okay.
I have a couple of them.
Yeah. Who is?
I'm trying to remember who sent them. They're because I've done some trackball reviews. I've reviewed the Elecom, and I've because people kept asking me, what is that weird mouse that's on your desk? And so finally I just did a video on it.
It's not a mouse.
It's a trackball. And suddenly like 5 or 6 different trackball companies reached out to me and said, hey, would you review our trackball? And I went, absolutely. And who was the one who sent over the, I'm going to look it up. I have the power of the internet right in front of me.
Earl Grey hot.
Yeah, Earl Grey hot. Well, I'm going to go to YouTube Studio, and I'm just going to search my content for Trackball.
Oh, you mean over at Craft Computing?
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, look how young you looked.
I know, right?
This was years ago.
A trackball designed for gamers. Who was this one? The Game Ball.
The Game Ball? Okay.
Okay.
Are they still around?
I don't. I was just gonna. They are around.
Gamingball.com.
Yep.
For gamers by game
Yeah.
Oh, man, everybody says that. It is a finger ball, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a finger. They also have a thumb one. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they've got an ambidextrous. In fact, if I was a professional YouTuber, I would probably show this.
Oh, do you have the power to do that?
I do.
On your Mac?
Hold on.
Oh, sweet.
Wait.
Oh, wrong tab.
Hold on, wrong tab because I'm in the wrong browser. There we go. Hey, look, the Game Ball. Cool.
Hey.
So yeah,
It's a ball for gamers.
They did make a variety of them. I believe I tested the ambidextrous version, and I also tested the RGB thumb ball version.
Oh, and they sell different balls too.
Yeah.
Yellow and silver ball set.
Yes.
Huh.
So
well, TLDR, was it good?
Not really.
Hardware or software?
Hardware.
Okay.
It wasn't as smooth as it should be. The ball didn't have very much weight to it, and so I don't know if you use a trackball like me, but I'll fling it while I'm using it.
Oh yeah.
And so there is totally a thing when you're using a trackball where instead of just like moving a mouse to where you want it, you take your fingers and you just flick.
Yeah, it's how you get in the corners. Quick.
Right. It's how you get in the corners. It's how you
flick
shoot
and then
it in
readjust.
a direction.
Yeah.
You flick it a direction and you go, I need it to go this far, so I'm going to flick it for this long and then stop it and then make a fine adjustment to finish up.
Yeah.
And that's how I use mine.
Yeah.
And so, this one you can't fling it.
What do you mean you can't fling it?
You can like try to roll it really quick. And it would...
It's too much resistance?
Too much resistance, and it wouldn't travel the distance that you think it should. It wasn't sensitive enough
that's weird.
To cover large distances and make large adjustments.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so, I was not impressed.
Smokey says, needs to be a steel ball. Wow. That would actually be like a stainless steel ball.
I'm going to make a car thing, but it'll come back. Don't worry.
Okay.
So for the longest time, I had a 2004 Nissan 350Z Roadster.
Nerd.
And yes. But when I got it, the ball and the stick shift was the stock one, and it was leather, and it was cracking and nasty and grimy and whatnot. It needed replaced.
It's old.
And so I bought a 2-inch chromoly steel ball for that. Number one is it was smooth. But it also added a lot of weight. And so when you're shifting, it actually helped you get into the right gears and worked with you rather than against you.
Okay.
I agree. I think someone needs to build a trackball. There are some companies that do like billiard balls for the trackballs. Have you seen those?
No.
Yeah.
Well, what's it made out of?
You take a pool ball.
Really?
A billiard ball off the table, and you put it in your trackball, and that's your trackball.
Wait, what?
Yes. No, that's a thing. The 3D printing community also has a version of that where you take a billiard ball and use it as your trackball.
Huh.
So you can build your own trackball from a pool ball.
It might be too big for me.
It's a little... I like the 2-inch ball on the huge.
Okay. I guess I haven't measured the Kensington ball, but
yeah,
I feel like that's the good one.
The large, it's about the same size.
Yeah.
The large Kensington one, because I know which mouse you have too. But no, I wish someone would do like a chromoly steel ball so it would have some inertia to it.
There's got to be a reason why not. Like cost?
It could be reflectivity. It could be just the sensor,
or maybe you can't polish it enough like ceramic.
Right. Well, the Kensington, the Elecom, and a bunch of them, they're the red textured, like the marble look to them, and that's to add contrast so the optical sensor can see it go by.
I actually didn't.
With a chromoly steel ball, it's just a reflective surface. You wouldn't have that, and so there needed to be a way.
Somehow.
Yeah, it needed to be coated.
Then if you coat it, then that'll probably add friction.
Exactly. So
why don't we start a company? Maybe we should do that.
We should make a trackball company.
A steel, but it's a steel ball.
Yeah.
And people will never think it could happen.
How niche could we possibly get to guarantee our failure from the outside?
Well, no, actually, no. I think that's wrong because we're not targeting the gamers. You know, like we don't have to have flashy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see a trackball there and it's a steel ball, like that's like eye catching. You're gonna be like,
right,
what? You know, that'll turn some heads.
I need a keyboard, or I need a trackball to match my keyboard. Like I've got the billet aluminum keyboard.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I need the stainless steel ball.
Yeah, the duo. The duo would turn some heads.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And even the wrist rest is just, pure steel.
No, I think you need to make it carbon fiber. Let's go for it.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. That would be interesting. A weighty trackball. Okay, I like that. Can I talk about another gamer thing that I have around here? Let me go grab it.
Yeah.
It's a show and tell thing.
Oh, gosh, I'm by myself again. I don't know what to do with my hands. Right here. Okay. Don't leave me.
Do you remember when Razer made gamer gum?
I do not.
This gum was horrible, and it just like totally disintegrated in your mouth. It was called the Razer Respawn, and it had like green tea extract and vitamins and stuff in it. It was crap. The more funny thing is gamer goo.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah, stop sweaty hands at the source. It was an anti-sweat solution. Mm-hmm. I've actually never tried this. Like they send in a couple. It's still sealed. Yeah, this is a collector's item. So I've never, and it's a teak wood scent. You know? But yeah, like do your palms ever get super sweaty when you're gaming?
Not really.
Well, then this is not for you.
No,
but if your palms get really sweaty for gaming, then you might want to try some. Actually, I don't even know if they're around anymore. So the directions are to wash and dry your hands, shake tube well, and apply a pea-sized amount of goo to palms. Spread evenly for 30 seconds.
Perfect.
Dominate.
Yeah.
Also, for some reason, everything's intercapped, and it's one continuous line.
Yes.
So I didn't try it. I guess I can't knock it till I try it. But
are you gonna try it?
No, I'm never gonna open this thing, man. Are you kidding? Actually, I can. You can almost kind of smell. Like I almost feel like the ceiling is.
Yeah, it's there. It's definitely there.
Yeah. So the ceiling is like disintegrating.
It's not perfect.
At some point, this gamer goo will sploosh everywhere, even if I don't peel it off myself. So
gamer goo will become gamer splooge. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's a family show, Adam. Come on.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of the Hell or High watermelon?
This is solid. This is really, really good.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
It's like a dessert almost.
Yeah. It's. I was afraid it was going to be too sweet. I was afraid it was going to be like Jolly Rancher watermelon.
Oh,
this is completely the opposite direction. This is tart and crisp and refreshing. Watermelon. This is good.
It's not a gimmick.
Yeah.
Good. So I 21st Amendment is solid. I'm gonna give it solid.
Yeah.
It's not my go-to.
Right.
But I'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'll get down with it.
Yeah.
Also, I think the other problem is that they don't really lean too heavy into like stouts and porters or like dark beer, which is typically where I like to go. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, it's just not my go-to. Yeah. But
we got to get you up to my studio eventually because I need to
one
take
of
you.
these days.
Yeah, I need to take you to my local brewery, which is St Brewing. They're local Oregon, Willamette Valley brewer. They do as one of their standard beers available 12 months a year. It's called the St Pirate Stout. It is an 8% stout, so not too terribly heavy.
Yeah.
Rum barrel aged.
Okay, I usually don't like barrel aged though.
You will like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I've never been able to explain it, but usually the barrel aged beers have like this like taste to it.
Yeah.
That usually I don't like. It has like a
This one is not overly oaky, and so it doesn't have like a lot of the char and the oak and the real like earthy flavors. Instead, it is a la pirate stout, a little bit more Caribbean tropical inspired. It's got coconut. It's got It's thick, but without being like charcoal and coffee.
Huh.
So,
I mean, it's okay. I like charcoal and coffee.
Yeah.
Like you've had the campfire stout?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Like that is.
Yes. Yeah.
That is thick. That is woo boy. I can't drink that all the time. But yeah. So okay, I'm down. I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'll try it. Why not?
Zach says fish and chips. Yeah, Santiam. So Santiam is an old English pub style brewery, and they have some of the best fish and chips ever.
Ooh.
And I know I'm in San Francisco in saying that.
Yeah, but I also I wouldn't call San Francisco like a great place for fish and chips either.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Like they have great seafood, but not great fish and chips.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I feel like that's an East Coast thing too, right?
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I feel like East Coast people would look and you're like, oh, fish and chips out in Oregon,
right? Yeah,
that's on the West Coast,
right? That and you know, UK would.
And
also,
then the UK would be
also,
like, wait, Eastern US,
right?
They call that fish and chips.
Yeah. So
everyone's looking down on everybody at some point.
That's exactly
it's
right.
like Linux users,
right?
You know?
Yeah. We had fish and chips before. We didn't have to fish in the Pacific to do it.
Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah.
Actually, is it fish from the Pacific?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's cod from the Pacific.
Oh, okay.
I don't eat fish more than an hour inland driving. Like if I'm more than 60 miles inland, I want cow. I don't want fish.
I've heard some of the best fish is Vegas because they really
they ship it in fresh every morning, and that's the difference.
That's the difference.
If I'm in Chicago, I'm not getting seafood. I don't care who it's from. I don't care what restaurant.
What about the Great
it
Lakes?
is.
The Great Lakes are right there. Come on, you're literally on the water.
Yeah, kinda. Like it depends on the fish.
Yeah. Well, we do have a follow up question real quick. Lindsay was curious why the name Gamer Goo. I think it's just too literal.
Yeah.
It's gamer. It's for gamers because, you know, like you're holding on to controllers. You don't want them to get all sweaty, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's goo because it's, I mean, I guess I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it physically, but like it probably comes out like a pasty.
I would imagine a paste. I would imagine it's like talcum. Like.
Well, so the ingredients, the second ingredient is isopropyl alcohol,
which is going to dry your skin out.
Yeah. So that is okay. Xanthan gum, fragrance. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
Weird.
So yeah, they're just trying to suck the moisture out of your hands. Is all they're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I've never tried it. It is one thing I'm okay to. But this is the first time I'm smelling it, though.
Yeah.
So,
well, since Lindsay is listening, I do have a tortoise story.
Oh, okay.
For an update. So every time I meet, with
I can tune out for this. Yeah, let me check some email.
Every time I meet with you and your wife, I have to catch up on our various pets, and I do have a tortoise story because this last week, we put our tortoise Jelly out in. She has an outdoor enclosure, and. You know, during the summer months, she just chills out there all the time, and we bring her in at night and whatnot, but she'll eat breakfast in the morning, and then she'll go back out in the afternoon. Well, I put her out there, 11 o'clock or so, and then had to take my daughter somewhere, and so I came home maybe about 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon, and I went over and checked on her and gave her some head scritches, and she's just out there just doing her thing, just chilling and having a great time. I went back out at 7 o'clock to bring her in, and she's not in her enclosure. She escaped. She escaped her outdoor enclosure.
Has she done this before?
No.
Oh, uh-oh.
No.
Okay.
Our tortoise is gone, and we found what
Still?
happened. No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
We did find her. Let me
Okay.
preface the story.
Okay.
We found the tortoise 90 minutes later.
Wow.
It took that long to find her.
That's a trip.
So her outdoor enclosure is a portable fence, like it's basically like a dog fence that you can put up to keep your puppies enclosed.
Yeah.
Has a little gate on it and meets together, and then those ends latch together, and so you create just like this circle corral kind of thing. The bottom latch on that joint didn't get attached.
Oh.
And she pushed through it and pushed that gap open and walked her way out.
Wow.
And when she's out, she loves to roam. She loves to explore.
Really?
But the other problem is it was 7 o'clock at night. It's starting to get dark outside.
Oh.
She's going to nest for the night and find a place to go to sleep.
Oh.
Which means she's going to seek cover, which means she's going to find somewhere that's quiet and dark and damp and away from everything else. And so we had her out under our apple trees And we're looking all over the place, and there's not like any disturbed grass or apples on the ground or anything like that. It was like, crap, she could have gone literally in any direction. And it's been 3 hours. I know she's just a tortoise, but
they can haul.
They can haul.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she does.
Well, do you have a gate around your, or a fence around your yard?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Man.
That was on the side yard. So it's like, crap, she could be anywhere. And so we actually had the entire neighborhood. We went and knocked on our neighbors' doors, like all 4 families that are around us, and said, have you seen our tortoise? We need help finding her. We had 25 people out looking for this tortoise.
Dang.
We thought we had narrowed it down to one of our neighbors' yards, so we have neighbors behind us, and then we have neighbors to the side of us, and all 3 of us kind of like share this common yard beside us. But the problem is the neighbors above us, the yard just slopes down, and it's like this 4-foot drop into the next neighbor's yard. Okay. And so we're looking for evidence of like, did the tortoise tumble here? Did she, whatever? We can't find anything like that, but that's kind of where we're concentrating. Eventually, I got down on my hands and knees, and I looked under our shed, and I had already done this like 2 or 3 times. And I had the flashlight in just the right spot, and I caught the top of her shell 8 feet back underneath our shed. She had wedged herself all the way down between 2 of the floor joists.
Oh, jeez.
And it was so far back, it's either there's no crawling to get her because it's this much space for a tortoise that's this big.
Oh,
like,
wow.
But she had gotten herself back there, and I'm like, do I either cut the floor apart, and I can't just cut the floorboards. I have to cut through the joist based on where she's at. So I'm going to destroy the floor of our shed. Or do I try to coax her out some way? I can't reach back there with a strawberry.
There's no way to jack it up.
There's no way to jack it up. And I said, it's too far back. I can't coax her out with a strawberry. And she's probably already sleeping, so she's not going to be food motivated anyway. And so eventually what I did, I had some 10-foot boards on hand, some 10-foot 2x2s for a project. I cut 1 foot off of them and just like drilled a 90-degree into it. And I reached back there, and I'm on my hands and knees, or like on my belly, and I reach all the way back there, and I'm pulling her forward like inch by inch. We got her back.
Man. Well, at that night.
That night,
okay, yeah.
But it took us 90 minutes to find her.
Jeez.
And yeah.
That's a hunt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad safe. Somebody, who is this? Somebody said that you should have put an AirTag. Gentle Stone. I'm going to.
Yes. Friend
of the show.
There are people who. A lot of people actually do AirTag their tortoises.
Really?
Yes. It's a very common thing, actually.
But do you just put it like right on the back? Or like,
you can.
Put it?
There are people who will design you a 3D printable harness or TPU add-on to your tortoise that has an AirTag pouch in the back of them. Some people I have seen do like pipe cleaner, where they will tie pipe cleaner around the belly of their tortoise and have like a giant flag on the top of them. So if they're cruising out in the yard, there's like this flower hanging off the top. I've seen that.
That's pretty funny.
But she is just fine. She's in perfect health. She crawled through, so where we're at in Oregon, a lot of the ground is like burn off and ash and things like that on the topsoil. And because she walked through all that, her skin was just completely dried out. And so she had to get a really good bath and then another one the next day and upped her moisture in her enclosure and whatnot. But otherwise, worse for wear. No injuries, no wounds, no anything like that. But man, yeah, that was... knowing we were leaving 2 days later for, I'm in the Bay Area right now. And
that's funny.
Yeah.
What an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
How big is it?
She's 11 inches long and maybe about 8 inches wide or so. She's not small.
Yeah. That is not small.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, and somehow got like new to get through the, like they hadn't been properly seated.
Just pushed her way through it.
Pushed her through.
Yeah. I've seen pictures from other tortoise owners where they've gone, how did our tortoise get out? Like keeps escaping their enclosure. And it turns out they're climbing 4 feet fences.
Wow.
Like they're small and they don't have much reach, but they are incredibly strong. And tortoises are also incredibly smart, and they know how to get what they want. And if they want out, they'll probably figure out a way to get out.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, Lindsay appreciated your story.
Yes.
Yeah, she did. So there you go.
Cool.
Does that? Hopefully, it makes up for you being late that one day.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, I brought tortoise stories, so there you go.
Nice.
What else we got?
Yeah. Any other news topics? With this news-packed week.
Yeah, news-packed week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you see this one?
Not until you showed me.
Okay. Well, I showed it before the show.
Spoiler.
I was trying to segue. No, I haven't seen this.
Oh,
one
no, please.
Yes,
what is this one thing you're talking about?
What is this one thing you could possibly be talking about?
Yeah, what do you have for me?
ASUS announced a new variant of the RTX 5090 called the ROG Matrix.
Which is not a new line. They've had Matrix before.
Correct.
But the past couple ones have been liquid cooled.
Yes. So this one is entirely air cooled and a bit of a throwback design, and I kind of like it.
Throwback design, this looks like a modified version of Astral, right? It's got the 4 fans,
yeah,
the three on the bottom, whatever, and then the 4th one on the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has this weird rounded. I like that look. Also, then they're showing it off here. It has BTF support, so it can draw power off the motherboard. But it's not just exclusive, because I do have I think it's a 4070 Ti BTF up there. But that's the only power, so I could only use it with a BTF motherboard.
Right.
Here, this is saying, hey, you know what? Do you want to use the BTF power? Okay, cool. You slot it in. If not, cool. We have a 12-volt 2x6 plug as well.
2x6, yeah.
I don't know if you can do both in tandem. I'd be curious to see if they have a special overclocking profile that uses both, or I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just you use one or the other, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Halo product.
Oh, it totally is. Which
is there a price on it?
I don't think so. So this is the ROG Matrix 30th anniversary edition.
30th anniversary.
And what's really funny is at the bottom of their page, they say recommended products, not this one, which is always great.
Yeah.
So I don't see any pricing. This was just announced this morning. So I'm curious to see. But
also, ASUS has been making GPUs for 30 years.
30 years.
I'm not good at math. 1995.
95.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was back when there was 3D animated girls on the boxes.
You know what's funny is I was going to say, if this reminds me of anything going back in time, this reminds me of the old ATI Ruby cards.
Oh, I don't think I know that.
You don't know Ruby?
Maybe.
Go, yeah. Once you see Ruby, I think it'll...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, because the red. Yeah. But this is NVIDIA GPU.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because you don't see too many NVIDIA GPUs that are red.
Right?
Yeah. I have one.
Yeah.
You've seen it?
It's a MSI one, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, show and tell.
Another show and tell.
Show and tell. Here we go.
You might like this one.
The anticipation. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
So this is the Star Wars Galactic, or the Titan XP uppercase X, lowercase p.
Yeah.
So I think it was Pascal, maybe? I can't remember.
Pascal.
The collector's edition. They made 2 versions, one for the Jedi, one for the Galactic Empire.
I always wanted one of these.
And this one's red.
Yep.
So this was, sanctioned Star Wars, NVIDIA product, but in red. So it is interesting to see another red
I
GPU.
know legit more than a dozen people who have had the Star Wars collector XPs, and I've never owned one, and I'm so insanely jealous.
It is beautiful. Also, physics support.
Yes.
You actually, you could use this as an add-in card.
Actually, what's really fun is you could probably use that as a lossless scaling card today.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah. I haven't messed around with that.
It has been fun. I have been toying around with it. I've been looking at some different angles on it. But yeah, multi-GPU
it's not dead.
It's not dead. For some use cases, it might be back.
Yeah.
I have been using lossless scaling in a very weird circumstance that I've actually been really, really thrilled with.
On a dual GPU setup? Or no?
Kind of.
Okay.
Okay. So, look, you should only use emulators if you own the physical game.
Of course, yeah. You
yes.
ripped your own ROM.
Absolutely, ripped my own ROM. Exactly.
Of course.
I've been going back through Tears of the Kingdom on Yuzu. Rest in peace. But my Yuzu install is on my computer that's downstairs. That's also on my RTX 5080 and whatnot. I've been wanting to play that on my upstairs PC. But I also don't have any mods that allow it to run at like 60 FPS or anything like that. And so it runs at 30 on the emulator. I've been streaming that via Parsec to my upstairs PC, which is just an RTX 4060.
Oh, just 4060.
But I also have lossless scaling installed on my upstairs PC. And I enable lossless scaling with a 2x ratio. So it'll upscale anything from 30 FPS to 60 FPS, regardless of the engine. And so I've been streaming it from the downstairs PC to the upstairs PC and then doubling the frame rate on the streamed PC.
Wait, how does lossless scaling work with Parsec?
It works because it's a video encode stream and it's a full screen application.
Oh. So you're not rendering more frames, it's visually outputting more frames.
Yes.
What does that feel like?
It works fine.
Oh.
There's a couple anomalies here and there, but for the most part, it's really solid. So I have been rendering Tears of the Kingdom for the Switch downstairs on my RTX 5080, streaming that via Parsec, and then doubling the frame rate on my RTX 4060 upstairs. So dual GPU setup, but wirelessly.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Huh. Lossless scaling on Parsec.
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
Random thought that I know Will is a huge fan of motion
Moonlight.
streaming. Of motion smoothing on TV.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Literally, that's what made me think of it one day. Is I went,
God, really?
I wonder if. I'm back out. I heard that it'll work for YouTube videos as well. So if you play back on YouTube and then go full screen and then enable lossless scaling, you can upscale your frame rates on there, and it did work. And I went, well, what is Parsec if nothing but a video encode stream?
Okay, yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I'm not.
But a video encode stream is you usually don't interface with it.
Right.
You're just watching it.
Sure.
Not interacting with it.
But what's the difference?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and you're playing on a controller?
Yeah.
Yeah. So latency, I mean, is it locked 30 at least?
It's locked.
It's variable. 30. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, okay. So you're just doubling the output.
Right.
Okay. But it's not adding any motion smoothing to it.
No.
And it's not, yeah. Okay. And it's not trying to enhance the frames in any.
It is interpolating frames into your stream. And so it is guessing between your frames. There's one rendered frame and one guessed frame, just like there would be with DLSS or any other, frame generation.
Are you also
technique.
upscaling at the same time or no?
No upscaling.
No, okay. So, Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Will would approve. I will say at my hotel right now, is Will's personal hell. Because all of the TVs have motion smoothing enabled, and we were actually trying to watch some Futurama on them, and
and you loved it.
No, because
that's where you draw the line.
Because the problem with actually motion smoothing with animated content often is good, unless the frame rate of the animated content you're watching is like 15 FPS native. If it's 24 FPS, it's great. Because it actually smooths out very nicely. The problem is if it's like sub 20, motion smoothing has a hard time because the algorithm that it uses, it will actually create the output to be like 5 frames a second. It harshens it up.
Yeah, you're not going to win me over.
I know I'm not going to.
Trackballs, we're on the same page.
Right.
Motion smoothing.
Right. And I'm not saying motion smoothing is a silver bullet, and I'm not saying that, look, would I rather have a natively rendered 60 FPS for Tears of the Kingdom? Sure. But
I mean, it's possible.
Right. Yeah.
You could do that.
I just didn't.
You just didn't.
Yeah. I just didn't.
You took the easy way out.
Yeah, I did.
Smooth 30.
I did.
Matt, hey, friend of the show, Matt. Yep, smooth 30.
Yep.
Or 60.
Yep.
Smooth 30 interpolated into 60.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, there you go. Well, why don't you add another? Why don't you pipe that to another system, and then use lossless scaling to get it from 60 to 120?
I can do it at 120. There's just no real benefit to doing that.
Content? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, you literally pipe it to a third system.
Right.
Bump it to 120.
Yeah. Rescale it or restream it again via Parsec.
Come on.
Or let's get Moonlight and Sunshine involved in there, and let's go Parsec to Sunshine to Moonlight.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
And each hop,
you're re-upping.
Yeah.
Good God.
So actually, I do have something to bring up. So I've been looking into downscalers. Mm-hmm. I know upscaling is all the hotness.
Yeah.
But I've been actually looking into downscalers.
You did say you had a secret topic, and you gave me a hint.
Lindsay's going to turn off at this point because I recently brought home a CRT television.
Did you?
A cathode ray tube.
Yes.
Television.
For you youngins out there.
The T in CRT is not television.
No, it's cathode ray.
Tube.
Yes.
Anyway, so we actually had, you can see a gap back here. Maybe not on the camera. Yeah. But
there's a hole right there.
There's a hole where there used to be a CRT, and specifically, this was something that our facilities guy here was going to throw away. He was going to e-waste it. Yeah. He's like, oh, we used to have this PVM for our security system. Mm-hmm. And he was gonna e-waste it because he's like, oh, it's just black and white.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, hold on to it. We're just gonna put it down here. We might do something with it. Might have some fun. Maybe we put something stupid on the set. Yeah, maybe it's black and white, but it'll work on the set.
Yeah.
And then last week we had some local folks from Retro Roadshow, which is I don't know how to describe it. They do local presentations and pop-ups with vintage computing hardware, like anything pre-2000.
Okay.
So they have a big hardware library. It's really cool. Yeah. They're awesome people. They actually had set up a thing at Gordon's Celebration of Life, showing off like period-appropriate hardware that Gordon grew up on, kind of thing. Right. So really cool people. And I was like, oh, we should do some videos together. So they actually they came in. Mm-hmm. Will interviewed them about a couple pieces of computing. One was the T99-4A, which is actually Will's first computer. So he's excited they had a working one.
That's cool.
Actually, they had two.
Yeah.
And they were talking about it. Then the B-Box. They had a working B-Box in here too. Mm-hmm. So we filmed those videos anyway. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what, man, I have this. Well, so they had period appropriate screens.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, the CRT thing, I really want to get into it. We do have a CRT over here, PVM, but it like it's only black and white, you know. So I just don't know what to do with it. And they're like, oh, bring it out. Let's look at the model. And they looked up the model on this database. I can't remember the name of the database. But they were like, oh no, this does color. Yeah. I was like, oh, really? Oh, that's funny. It's been sitting here for literally like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
I just thought it was black and white. I was like, oh, I'll have to mess with it. And he's like, well, do you want to power it on right now and check? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I kind of want to see. So we plugged it in. We plugged in the T99-4A and powered it on. And sure enough, boom, it was
full color.
Full color. Not only that, like it was a Sony Trinitron.
Oh yeah.
But a PVM, so production, meant for longevity and stuff like that. And the highest input was S-Video, but according to the site, it actually can be modded for pure RGB.
Okay.
You have to like physically, like I'm not going to go in there.
Right.
Like I would pay somebody to do that, but also I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole like SCART. Anyway.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Don't worry, Lindsay. I'm definitely not going to go down that. S-Video. I actually like S-Video. I
do too.
Yeah, I remember when I upgraded my first TV to an S-Video capable TV, and I was just like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah. And I liked Component. I did like Component, but the sharpness, it didn't have the same sharpness as S-Video.
Correct.
At least the one I had.
Yeah.
And so, I just... Something about the clarity of S-Video I really like. Sure, the color reproduction, whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so, I mean, I have two problems. One problem is I only have one console right now that can actually output S-Video, which is the N64, but I'm not a huge N64 fan. It's actually Lindsay's N64. So, whatever. So I need to get some period appropriate hardware to play on it, because I sold all mine years ago.
Yeah.
Then the other thing, I was a friend of the show, Adam from Epos Vox.
Oh yes.
He had a video that he did maybe a year or two ago or something like that, about playing games that are made contemporary games that are meant to be like old throwback games, like if they were developed back in the 90s kind of thing. And so he hooked up a Steam Deck to he had a RetroTink, and he downscaled that signal to his CRT, and essentially playing a contemporary game on a CRT. And he's like, wow, this is really cool. And I was like, okay, well, how do I do that?
Yeah.
And so like we're so obsessed with like upscalers and AI upscaling and like RetroTinks and stuff like that. And here I am being like, well, how do I downscale this?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. How could I output 480p?
Yeah. No, not even that. 480i. Yeah. Is all this one can do. Yeah. Do you have a CRT? Are you in this?
I do have a CRT.
Okay. What is it? Tell me about your CRT.
I have mine is a fairly modern CRT. It is a.
Is it widescreen or?
It's not a widescreen.
Okay. Is it a monitor or a TV?
It is a TV.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is, I don't even remember the brand. I don't think it's RCA. Before RCA went to crap and became like a store brand name. Gosh, I don't even remember what it is. I know it is a 20-inch flat screen. It is not the bulbous curved screen. It's
flat. Okay,
it is a more modern CRT with a flat screen.
Okay.
And it is a true 480i. No component input, no HDMI, no RGB, but it does have S-video.
Can it take RGB? Like, could you mod it?
I don't think this one can.
I should send you that database.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be interested, because I've been holding on to this. And
how big is it? What's the screen?
It's only 20-inch, which I like.
Yeah. This one's 13.
Yeah. This one's 20, which I think is a good size to keep, because
20's good. Yeah.
It can still fit on a shelf out in my garage. It's not a 27 or a 32.
At that point,
Yeah.
It's also I feel like it's not as nostalgic. Like when I grew up, I had small TVs.
Yeah. We eventually had a 27-inch TV, but most of the time I grew up with a 19. The TV I played the most on for video games was, we had a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo on a 13-inch TV on our kitchen counter, and that's where I played all of my games.
That's funny.
And so the smaller size is definitely a little bit nostalgic to me.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Well, what do you play on it?
Right now it's out in my garage. I actually had a Raspberry Pi hooked up to it for the longest time, and had a bunch of emulators set up on there. The old RetroPie setup. So.
Oh, I lost internet. Oh, my tab crashed. Yeah, weird. Linux. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I understand CRTs are not being made anymore.
Right.
There's a finite number of CRTs in the world, and that number is only going down because a lot of people are e-wasting them.
By the way, Lindsay says judging you both.
Yeah, definitely. I felt it. And so it is crazy to think that it is a finite thing. So I'm glad I at least got this one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And actually this one goes for $400 on eBay. So I was just like, okay, well, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not an amazing one. But
and again, I think
13
inches is a fantastic size to be able to keep, to still have the tech around.
Yeah. Easy to transport. I mean, sure, whatever. But so I was actually getting drinks with some friends yesterday, and I was telling them this. One of the friends did not grow up playing video games, really, or at least got to it late, 360 kind of generation kind of thing. Yeah. And she was like, well, why do you want to play it on a CRT?
Yeah.
And I actually kind of had a hard time even processing that, because we're in such a nerd bubble, right?
Yeah,
There's everybody's like, oh, CRT, hell yeah, it's awesome.
Right.
But she was like, well, you have a 75-inch Samsung, frame TV or whatever.
Why isn't that better?
Yeah. I was just like, why don't you play it on there? I was like, yeah, it's not the same.
Right.
And she's like, why? And I'm like, I I guess I don't know how to accurately, like, there's the latency issue is one thing, but also like the way that the art was made, like, is meant to be smoothed because it was meant to be seen on a TV.
It was meant to be fuzzy because of the phosphor.
Yeah, well, but and then the glow and it's like a feeling thing. It's like vinyl records, right? Like part of that is like sold on the idea that it has frequencies outside of the human hearing spectrum, so on playback you feel it, whatever. But yeah.
Green with another $5 super chat.
Oh, thank you
again so much, Green.
And the number one chatter.
Yes, Green says I have a 30-inch Toshiba 30HF66 CRT with native HDMI.
Native HDMI,
which I believe would have been 720p.
Wow.
Used it to play the Super Mario widescreen hack. Yes. And Vince says, GDI, I'm trying to eat my dinner. Stop enticing me into chat every 2 seconds with this conversation. Vince with not only some huge retro chops and a huge enthusiast, also ties to the VCF, the Vintage Computing Foundation.
Oh, cool.
You should go check out Circuit Rewind. He has his own YouTube channel. He's
really?
been starting that up. So
yeah, let me
shout out to Vince. Circuit Rewind.
Circuit Rewind.
He's got some really fun stuff on there. And yeah, he's been a good friend of mine over the last number of years. So,
I mean, yeah, that is a cool TV. So 16 by 9.
I will say I had the opportunity at one point. I was doing some work for a church, and a member of the community reached out and said, hey, would the church have any use of some really large screens? And we said, well, I don't know. Because at the time, really large screen meant like CRT projector, like rear projection CRT, but the really crappy version that your grandparents had.
I hate those, man.
Right, and so
there's always a weird like spot in the middle where the light shines.
There's a sweet spot, and then there's everything else.
Yeah.
And so, but the question comes in, could the church have use of some really large TVs? And our default answer was probably not, because what you have is probably garbage, like in the nicest way possible. Like, yeah, it's not for us. And instead I went, well, let's hear him out. What do you have? And he goes, well, I have these two Mitsubishi TVs, and they're really big and they're really heavy, and they have a really beautiful picture, and we don't know what to do with them. And again, I went, okay, they're probably some crap rear projection, like garbage. Can you send us a picture of them? What he sent us was a pair of 43-inch Mitsubishi 720i CRT 4x3 screens.
Wow. Those are big.
43-inch.
That's big.
CRT.
Wow.
These were 600 pounds.
Are these production or?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not only did they have...
So it was a church, so yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
not only did they have... well, this was a guy who wanted to give them to the church.
Oh.
Like, does the church have use of them?
I see what you mean. Oh, okay.
And these had S-Video, component, composite, VGA, 5-pin for your...
D-sub?
Yeah.
No.
D-sub is VGA.
Yeah. Oh, VGA. Yeah.
This also had the BNC connector for VGA, which was the YPBPR plus your scan. And SCART. It had SCART native.
Native SCART. Jeez. Yeah. It has like everything.
Yeah, it had everything for the day.
Why'd this guy want to get, like, was he just a religious dude and he wanted to donate?
Because they were 600 pounds and they were taking up space, and someone gave them to him at some point. And,
okay.
I tried everything to take one home. To be like...
And the church didn't...
The church ended up using both of them. Custom built this is like 2009. Custom built cabinets to hold them up on the stage, so they could use these big, bright, beautiful CRTs to display the lyrics to the music. Some of the most gorgeous CRTs that have ever been made.
Hopefully they hooked it up through SCART, you know?
VGA. I did insist we run VGA. Yeah. So I helped them install them.
Wow.
And got them working.
God, that's hilarious.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Are you still in contact?
I'm not.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah. He was like, hey, do you still have those? You want to get rid of them, right?
Right.
Oh, man.
These old things taking up space. Giant, heavy.
Yeah. You don't want those things. Oh,
you think your wife's going to murder you for a 13-inch screen?
That's pretty big, though. Yeah, that is pretty big.
43 inches, 600 pounds each.
Jesus.
These were gorgeous displays.
Oh, yeah. So presentation monitors, maybe? Yeah. Oh, man.
These were meant for, like, public forums, like informational panels, like in hotels and airports.
Okay.
So they were meant to be on 24/7 for 20 years straight.
Jesus. Friend of the show, Gentlestone's asking about plasma. Do you think that's still worth keeping around?
Early plasmas, well, any plasma, they had a lot of the benefits of a CRT when it comes to latency and also color reproduction. They had a lot of the problems of modern OLED with burn-in, though. And so...
And heat dissipation.
And heat dissipation and power usage. Like, most plasma screens were like 600-watt screens for like a 40-inch display. They are not energy efficient.
Yeah.
They are really, really good-looking screens, very low latency because of the tech that they use to present. Would I keep one over a modern OLED if I could get one, or a QD OLED or something like that? Probably not. I would choose... I
mean, I think the question stands, though. Like, there was at some point that, we were like, oh, should we keep the CRT around? No, come on. It's heavy,
They're...
So I do wonder if part of it's like in 20 years, somebody will be like, dude, you got rid of that plasma? Man.
Probably. There's probably a subset of people out there who are like, man, I really wish I still had a plasma screen. I don't think that crowd is going to be nearly as big as the CRT crowd, because on a whole, speaking of like the human experience and as technology goes, we are nothing if a giant sliding scale of acceptability and convenience and quality versus whatever else. And when CRTs got to their best, we were also starting to come out with much larger screens. Look at LCD rear projection screens that were actually starting to be really good. Like Mitsubishi in 2009, maybe 2012, were producing their Diamond series LCD rear projections, which were 1080p, 120 hertz, 73-inch, 3D capable, HDMI, very low latency, better than most LCDs that we had until literally the last couple of years. But it was still a rear projection technology, so the TV was this thick, you couldn't hang it on a wall. At some point, we chose the utility of being able to mount a screen on a wall versus the benefits of a CRT or a rear projection as far as quality and clarity and color reproduction and everything else. And eventually we are going to get there with OLED on the, or a variant of OLED, QD OLED or whatever the modern, I can't even keep up anymore. Whatever the dominant technology is, that is the non-burn-in, high color reproduction, excellent black levels, wall mountable, thin, low power draw.
Well, I think
we haven't hit the pinnacle yet, but it's coming.
We haven't, but also I think the biggest, I don't know how we get around the latency thing.
Right.
Because that's what would give me pause on the plasma thing, is that you get a lot of the benefits, of having a thinner.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's one of the only
You've never
benefits.
lifted a plasma screen, have you?
Well, I mean, but it's thinner usually. It's easier, I guess, to hold maybe than a CRT.
Like that.
I know, but compared to a CRT, So, I'm just trying to think of compared to a CRT. Mm-hmm. Like, one of the major benefits of CRT is the latency thing. Mm-hmm. And a plasma kind of had that mix of... Yeah. It was flatter.
It was a lot of the
technology.
CRT driver tech.
Yeah. But because, man, I don't know how any of this LED, OLED, all that kind of stuff is going to get around the latency issue. Yeah. Like, unless somebody, I don't know. So I could see somebody wanting that in between of a flatter panel with better latency, but doesn't want to go into the CRT.
Yeah. At the beginning of the VR revolution with Palmer Luckey and the Oculus, the dev kits for Oculus, one of the points that Palmer brought to the forefront was the LCD driver technology not being up to snuff when it came to latency. And for a couple of years there, because of VR driving some of that tech forward, we on the consumer side got way better LCD driver tech in TVs and monitors. And that was a huge push for a couple of years, was to reduce the latency of input to output. You know what? Maybe we don't have to do so much color correction or aim for absolute perfection. Maybe we should just get the image out as fast as possible. And it seems like since 2018, in a lot of TVs, we've started reverting back to, well, let's make sure it's properly polished and as much color accuracy as possible.
There's a lot more game modes, though, now built in, where they turn off a lot of that stuff.
Yes.
But it's still,
Yeah. It's still there.
Yeah.
And it's not as good as it could be.
Yeah, I don't know enough to know how you get around that. But anyway.
Well, the problem is with 4K, we're driving 4 times as many pixels as 1080p. And so while we solved the issue more or less for 1080p display drivers, with 4K, that's a lot more data going through.
Yeah.
And that problem's only going to get worse.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you have an OLED monitor?
I do not.
So ASUS sent us one after CES. Yeah, it was CES. So they introduced the 4K 240 hertz OLED monitor, and so I've been daily driving that one at home, and like
I asked them for one.
Like that was this has definitely been intense.
Yeah,
like that's a big jump.
Yeah,
like and especially this one specifically, like it's the image clarity on text. Like gaming, yes, it's awesome in gaming, sure, but like I think the biggest differentiator for that is the pixel density for like text on screen. Is just like really sharp. And that has been nice.
Speaking of pixel density, going back to our original discussion about the foldable or the rollable. The rollable, okay. Excuse me.
Get it right.
Sorry, your phone is foldable. The display is rollable.
Yes, exactly.
My daily driver at home for my main desktop is the Aorus 43-inch QD OLED or QD LED, 4K 144 hertz screen.
Okay.
Which I also asked them for, and they didn't send, so I ended up buying one anyway because I wanted the 43-inch. And that's been wonderful, but because it's LCD, still there are some issues because the backlight is so far offset from the actual image layer that on a panel that big, when you start getting off center and you get towards the corner of the image, you can see the offset of the the light versus the image being generated, and you get some ghosting just on a still image. But when you're playing games, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're playing a really dark game like a horror game or something,
right?
Too, you could see it there too.
And it's HDR 1000. It's 1000 nit panel.
Ooh, and okay. So that's eye blistering.
Yes, it's bright.
Put on your sunglasses.
Gorgeous. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you could look at in a bubble and go like, well, I would never buy a panel with that. But then you turn it on full brightness, 144 hertz, and you just game on it, and you're like, I forgive you.
Yeah, I do like. 80% of my gaming is on a handheld right now anyway, so like I feel like a lot of what I have is wasted on me too, but like it is like, wow, that's crazy. Definitely a big jump in technology, and here I am obsessing. I think I've hit my midlife crisis. Like I think this, like I've been upping my vinyl record collection, collecting.
That's how it
and
starts.
also now I got my first CRT. Like I think this is it. I think this is my midlife crisis. Like I've always wondered what it was going to be like.
You're going to bring a VIC 20 home one of these days.
Nah,
Commodore 64.
I don't have the. I started on a 46. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Midlife crisis. Yeah. I mean, it could be worse.
Yep.
Right? Tell me it could be worse. Tell Lindsay, actually, it could be worse.
Lindsay, it could be worse. There
could
are...
be worse.
Yeah. My first computer was a Macintosh LC2. I remember it.
What year is that?
88, 89.
Okay.
89, I think. Yeah. Yeah. No, LC2 was 91. We had like a DOS-based PC. I think it was a 386, maybe a 286 before that, but it was like the first new computer I remember my parents getting was a Macintosh LC2.
Okay. Is that during the era that Steve Jobs wasn't there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was during the ousted
heard of this
years.
one.
Yeah. So it's a thin desktop computer. It's about this thick and probably about that big or so. So probably about 16 or so inches deep, maybe about 10 to 12 inches wide. Only like an inch and a half thick, and then it stood kind of like as a wedge on your desk, had a little stand under it right
interesting.
here, and then you put the monitor up on top of it, as was the style at the time.
Yeah.
And then the keyboard and mouse in front of it.
Oh, that's cool.
So kind of a cute little computer. I liked that thing, but we upgraded the heck out of it. Like we went from like 2 to 8 megabytes of RAM at some point. My dad at one point bought an external CD-ROM drive that hooked up to the parallel port. So we finally got CD-ROM on it.
Nice.
And that was the first
burnable. Was it a writable?
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
okay.
God, no. This was a 2x parallel CD-ROM. It came packaged with Prince of Persia.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we got Prince
3D?
of Persia and
Prince of Persia 3D?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Prince of Persia.
Okay, the original.
Yes. And when my dad upgraded their home desktop to a new PC, which was a 486, the Macintosh came to live in my room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you beat the hell out of Prince of Persia.
Yeah. So 94, they bought a 486 DX2, 66 megahertz, and the Macintosh came to live in my room.
Nice.
So.
Well, Canopy says, "Wow, how old are you?" Jeez. Yeah.
Thanks,
man.
Yeah.
Old man. And then Gentlestone is asking, what childhood favorite car are you going to get? I'm just not much of a car person anyway. So I would say if I were to try to transport back in time, or buy one that would transport me back in time, it'd be my very first car. I got a 77 Cadillac Sedan DeVille.
Okay.
Banana yellow with a white top.
Ooh, wow,
I got it from a lady who couldn't drive anymore. She sold it to me for $600. All it needed was a new alternator and some new tires.
Nice.
Man, I loved that thing. That was a boat.
I'm not so much a fan of cars from when I was born or early 90s or anything like that. Like I was into computers and video games and stuff like that. I didn't get into cars until I was in high school. And so for me, my high school dream cars are like a Mazda RX-8. And, I had the 350Z. I've owned a Toyota MR2 Spider. Like I've had a couple of my dream cars. And maybe like a first gen Viper, but I also don't want to die early. And so,
I get the appeal, for sure. But it's not where I would spend my money in my my midlife crisis. You've only got one midlife crisis. Right. I might as well use it on something.
Yeah, don't waste it on cars
that I'm more passionate about. Yeah. So
exactly. Yeah. All right. We do have a couple minutes left. Let's see here. Might as well make it a 3-hour show since we started an hour early.
Why not?
10 minutes. We can do it
easily.
Gentlestone says, I still want a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. That is one. I was never much of a Mitsubishi fan, although I do like the late 90s Eclipses, the one with the asymmetrical hood, otherwise known as an Eagle Talon. That is a fantastic car.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yep, that's it.
Huh.
Yep. It has a hood bump on the driver's side.
Oh, I can barely see. Yeah, it's just a little.
Yeah. So the Mitsubishi Eclipse had kind of the longer headlights. The Eagle Talon still had pop-ups.
Oh, I like pop-ups.
Yeah. So they were fun. But yeah, that was a car that I saw all the time in the late 90s. That was always kind of a hot hatch, or hot fastback. Enjoying your mouse cursor?
I mean, I've got to say, hey, if there's one thing that Linux has gotten right, or at least Cache, I don't know if this is a Linux thing, but yeah, you hold the mouse and you shake it, and it just like gets bigger and bigger. Literally doesn't stop getting bigger. Is this a Linux thing or is this a Cache thing?
I don't know. This is hilarious though, because I was so proud of my MacBook for power delivery, and suddenly I got a low battery warning. We are at 10% battery.
Dang,
so
dude, yeah.
I think we're gonna go down with this ship.
Stupid Mac. Yeah. They were literally.
I've been on battery for 2 hours and 50 minutes streaming.
Dude, that's nothing, man. Whatever.
So,
that's funny.
But yeah, I'm at 10%, so we'll see how long this lasts. I'm going to lower the screen brightness.
I got a charger here.
Here we go.
You want a charger?
Unfortunately, my MagSafe adapter is in the car, and I'm
weird.
using both of my USB-C ports.
What, you don't like that dongle life?
They
give you so many options on ports.
I got that dongle life. The problem is I decided not to use the dedicated charger port today. So,
wow.
Yeah, no, I found the charger under the desk and I was charging my phone with it earlier. So yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. But yeah, like a lot of the cars from the late 90s, mid 90s, like that's when I started really getting into it. I've also owned a 95 Celica, Toyota Celica, which was one of my favorite looking cars of all time. So I've had some fun stuff, but I just bought a Chevy Bolt and I freaking love the thing. And I still like cars, but I don't know that I'm going to go spend big money on cars or go find a classic car anymore to fix up.
Yeah.
Famous last words, I know.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've never been somebody to be like, oh man, yeah, I want to get an old classic car and like fix her up. Kind of. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
I've had inklings to do weird things to cars, like
This is a PG show. Don't.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So don't talk about that kind of stuff here.
Oh, this
is demonetized.
This isn't a subreddit. Don't worry about that. No, I've like. I do like some cars from like the late 80s, like the old Jaguar V12s, the super long nose V12s. I would love to do something with that, but not with the V12 because that thing was abhorrently bad. I would love. I almost bought a Jaguar V12. Someone was selling one for $500 with a perfectly straight body with a dead engine, and I went, I want to EV swap that because I think that would be the coolest freaking thing ever. To have an old 88,
But you didn't do it.
I didn't.
Are you glad you didn't do it?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I am glad at this point I did
good.
not do that.
Good
that
job.
I didn't sink the money there. But I called the guy about it. Yeah, the XJ12. Yeah. Specifically not the 92 and up because they went to like the modern 90s, like just like glass headlights. I like the old round eye headlights. Okay. And I think it was the 86 and 88 were the only ones that did that. But that look of the XJ12.
All right. Real quick, we got a question. A friend of the show, Green Protagonist, asked,
yes.
I'm very curious if Jeff brought any of his handhelds with him. Did you?
I've
got a Mac.
I brought one handheld with me.
Oh, good. Okay, what was it?
Anbernic RG350M.
Oh, okay.
Linux-based handheld. I do have a custom firmware installed.
Is that the one with black frame insertion?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Okay.
This one's a couple years old.
Oh, okay.
But I don't even remember which custom firmware I installed because I installed it like 3 months after I got the handheld, and it's been wonderful ever since then, and I've had no reason to change. I did look at it before I left because I did want to grab... have you seen the indie project, The Legend of Zelda Dungeons of Infinity? There's a guy who made a roguelite Zelda game based off A Link to the Past. And it is incredibly good. It is fully randomly generated dungeons. There's like 12 levels. And it is addicting as all hell. And I was hoping that they had a port for the RG350M, but I couldn't find one.
Interesting.
But
I have not heard about this.
Go download this and go play it.
Procedurally generated. I mean, Link to the Past is like one of my favorite of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, go download that. I was hoping to get it on my little Linux handheld for the trip, and I couldn't find it. Apparently, there's a app called Portmaster, which actually I believe Russ from Retro Game Core, again friend of the show, did a video on just a couple of months ago where he kind of went over like some of his favorite games and whatnot. And Dungeons of Infinity is one of the Portmaster games that you can download.
Oh,
and,
cool.
And put it on a lot of different handhelds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to try that out.
So,
Yep.
Speaking of competent distros, handheld custom Linux firmware. I don't even remember the version of custom firmware Linux that I got for my RG350M. Because I've had the 350M for like 3 years, and I downloaded that like 3 months after I had it, and I've never looked back, and I've never had a reason to, because it just works.
Yeah, I kind of don't like that a lot of these newer ones are switching to Android based.
I like the Linux ones.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. More power, more configuration options, but like something about managing that Android overhead,
yes.
I don't want to do. Like I like these because you can literally whip it out, and it's just a gaming device.
Yep.
And that's all it does.
Yep.
Like
it opens into one interface. It launches the game. When you're done with it, select start. It closes that. Goes back to your gaming interface. You select your next game. There's no. Once you add complexity of needing to change settings or screen ratio or launch this application to launch this particular game, if it's a grab and go device, I'm out. I want it to just work.
Well, and luckily, I mean, Russ from Retro Game Core has a lot of really good tutorials. Like the last one I got in a Retroid Pocket 5.
Okay,
I think it's the newest one.
Yeah.
And like I set it all up according to his detailed thing, which was great.
Yep.
And did a lot of that pre-configuration option tuning out of there for most games. I think it would have worked fine. But then I never play it. I never bring it out. I configured it, and then it just sits on my shelf. Like it's just not the go-to device for me.
Yep.
So yeah, I miss the more Linux based ones.
Yeah.
2 last minutes. I'm gonna ask. So have you messed around with the Lenovo Legion Go S? Steam or Windows?
I only got to play it at the launch event at CES when they announced that SteamOS was coming to it.
Oh, okay.
So I played on it for about 5 or 6 minutes, and I played the TMNT Shredder's Revenge on it.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, right now that is my go-to handheld.
Okay.
That is my daily driver. Not only that, you can get the Z2 Go version on discount cheaper than the entry-level Steam Deck OLED. So $500.
That's impressive.
So $500 Z2 Go, a little more powerful than the what's in the Steam Deck. Not a ton. It's not going to blow it out of the water, but there is a little bit more power.
Yeah.
Bigger screen, 8 inches.
Yeah, because it's the same Van Gogh CPU or APU underneath, just slightly faster. It's still the Zen 2 Plus.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's very similar. Like, and that is like ergonomics. Yeah. The screen is much bigger.
Yeah.
Like even it's LCD versus OLED, but man, it is a really good LCD panel.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like I feel like that's the first time. I mean, granted, like on sale, so it's not always on sale,
right?
But like that's the first time where I would like pause, and especially it's running SteamOS, right?
Yeah.
So it's just as easy to use. Yes, there's a couple quirks here and there. We did a video about it, and I thought most people would default to the Steam Deck OLED because we were like, hey, which would you rather have for $500? Like Will and I kind of debated a little bit,
yeah.
And in the comments, like, yeah, people were going back. There was plenty of comments of people being like, oh man, I'm really torn, and I was like, oh, that's interesting because I thought people would just be like, Steam Deck,
right?
It's like the de facto one.
Yeah.
This is the first one where I feel like, hey, that's truly something you would sit down and look at.
And I think that's really what SteamOS needs for moving forward is more hardware choice than just the Steam Deck that is an official release. Because I think that's been the biggest bugaboo to adopting a Linux-based gaming system, desktop, laptop, handheld, whatever, has been, well, there's not just a version that is official from Valve or whoever says they are the official one that I can just go download and install and then run. And Lenovo coming out with a SteamOS device, officially sanctioned SteamOS device, not oh, you should go download Bazite or Chimera or
which isn't bad. I installed Bazite on my ROG LIX.
Yeah, right. But it's not official. And there's still a couple of quirks no matter how good your handheld is at it. And there's always one button that doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which means it's not official, which means it's a thing that is in the user's brain. And I think having official hardware support with officially licensed OS is huge.
Yeah, and then Canopy, friend of the show, Gentlestone, says the Legion Go version 1 with the Z1 Extreme and 1 terabyte is going for $600 as a Best Buy. I made a video about this. I really don't like the Legion Go 1. The whole detachable controller thing is just lost on me. The ergonomics were bad. I would rather have the Z.
When you ask
the one we were just talking about.
Yeah, when you ask, because 1X Player did the same thing. They came out with a couple different versions of the 1X Player that had detachable controls.
Yeah, I've got one over here. It's just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah. That had detachable controls. And you go, well, why? And they go, well, the Switch had detachable controls. I went, yeah, but the Switch had different things that you could do with that and different modes. Why? And they went, well, the Switch had detachable controls. And I went, so you engineered a kludgy solution to match the ergonomics of a console that's not you, which added complexity and cost and a worse overall user experience. Bravo.
Yeah. Nah.
And that was the Lenovo Legion Go 1.
Well, but a lot of those Shenzhen-based ones need a gimmick to get people's attention.
Right.
So I get it. I don't, Yeah.
That being said, my favorite device right now is the 1X Player, the Z1 Pro. Have you seen that one?
Is that the...
It's the 7-inch.
I don't remember 1X Player. What
Z1 Pro.
Z1 Pro.
Sorry, F1 Pro.
F1 Pro.
F1 Pro. Right there.
F1 Pro. Oh, sorry. It's OLED, 144 hertz.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did see this one. Yeah.
That's my pick.
Okay. Is it the 370 version?
Yeah. The HX 370.
Okay.
Yep.
It's so pricey.
I mean, it's spendy.
So pricey now. Yeah. Okay. What about the ergonomics? Because I guess the only 1X Player or 1X Player thing I've had that tablet with a detachable controller.
Second to the Steam Deck. This is my pick for ergonomics.
Huh.
And in a couple ways, slightly better.
See, that's how I feel about the Legion Go S. I feel it's far superior to the ergonomics of the Steam Deck. I've never loved the Steam Deck. Wait, hold on.
Does
this have an Oculink port?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I
want him back.
Yeah, why did you not lead with that? Come on, you buried the lead, my friend. Wow.
Well, it's already got an HX 370.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Like that eGPU life, give it to me. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I saw you could buy it with an Oculink.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, they have the 1X GPU, which is the 7600M.
God, is this the only handheld in this form factor that's that has an Oculink port?
I believe so.
I think it might be.
Yeah. No. Is it GPD? GPD might have one.
Well, not in this shape, because I mean it is on the Win.
It is on the Win Max 2,
but not in the
7840U version, right? I think you're right. No, I actually, now that you say that, yeah, I think it's the only handheld, true handheld.
Actually, you know what? I don't think it's on here. Where is it? I mean,
no.
Am I looking at the wrong one? I mean, they've got USB 4.
No, it's Thunderbolt.
Okay. Well, then why would they give you options of F1 Pro plus GPU 2? What is this? Free Oculink cable. Why would they give you a free Oculink cable if it doesn't have an Oculink port? I'm confused.
Is that USB-C to Oculink? That's weird.
Look
at the other end of that cable.
Oh, okay. No, okay, I'm out.
Sorry.
No,
you're right. You're right.
Nope.
You're totally right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Junk. Yeah, there are really no traditional handheld style with Oculink port.
But if you look at HX 370 based hardware, it's price competitive with them. I know it's expensive. I know it's $1,300. I know it's expensive. It's price competitive with the rest of them, and I think it's the best combination of hardware.
Okay, interesting. What about the software?
I installed Bazite and it runs perfectly.
Oh, you just installed Bazite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I dig it.
Yep.
I dig it.
Yep.
But we went over.
We did.
Sorry. We
It
got
is-
into
it is
handheld
808.
talk.
806.
Yeah. We got into handheld talk, and then that's
We
dangerous
did.
territory.
Yeah, I led you right there.
Yeah.
I knew better. Well, my laptop is about to die. I'm at 4%, so that is a perfect excuse to call this a night.
Perfect.
Thank you, Adam, for your hospitality.
Dude,
and
anytime.
having me in studio.
It was a damn good time
was
hanging
always
out. I
fun.
mean, I don't. It's so weird now that I'm like hosting things. Like here, I was just like, whatever. I'm just here.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to.
Yeah, I
just
said,
not
hey,
have
you
to
going to
do
be
anything.
around? He goes, yeah, I'm going to work that day. That's cool.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in. You can use our studio.
Yeah.
Do you like filming out of here?
It's all right.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine.
Anyway, thank you all so much for joining episode 396 of Talking Heads. Join us every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time for the latest in beer and tech news right here on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Drop this video a like.
Do it.
Go subscribe to PCWorld and the Full Nerd Network over on YouTube. Links are down in the video description.
Do it if you want.
That's right. So, thank you all. We appreciate it. And as always...
Always be drinking.
Always, yeah. Well, in moderation. With
Always
all
be
things.
drinking.
Always be drinking.
That's what you say here.
Yeah. Is that what we say here?
I think that's what you say here.
I think you're putting words in my mouth again. Screw you, Lenovo. Always be drinking.
Always be drinking. Yeah. That's, every time I see you, you have a beer, so you're always drinking.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Bye. Did you let that go? Oh, okay, caught up.
If you cut it early, it'll cut off the end of it. So you have to wait for the